last we left off, after completing the trials, as they were, of the Sandalnet Forest, the party was given a way out and tentatively took it, contemplating how easily they could be killed on their way out by the forest. Not being killed on their way out, they could see a small speck in the sky in the distance, given the clear sky and mostly flat terrain. Priest was just barely visible in the distance. So their destination was set. The party walked for the remainder of the day until the sun began to set, situating themselves for a bit. Eventually, they landed on all sleeping in the bedrolls with no watch within Alistair's arcane hut, which ostensibly shielded them. However, the party was woken up suddenly in the middle of the night when the hut was dispelled and a blast of freezing cold energy washed over them, and a gnat landed on my screen. And I killed it.
A blast of not chill vibes.
A blast of very chill vibes. In fact, far too chill vibes washed over them. They were being ambushed. Six, being the only one with any dark vision, spotted the mage on a ridge above them and ran up to tackle him down, discovering another attacker with a crossbow as he crested the ridge. As more crossbow bolts rained down on the party from all directions, Bess cast daylight, revealing most of their attackers. And after a few spells were flung and a few more crossbow bolts were launched, the party realized they were surrounded and in an extremely disadvantageous position. Alistair formulated some sort of plan and encouraged his friends to feign surrendering. Six was grappling the now flying mage 30 feet above the party, but conceded and pretended to fall and injure himself, mildly convincingly. With the party now all together on the ground, the mage flew over them triumphantly as they all got on their knees and put their hands up. And the now 6 crossbowmen surrounded the party. The mage asked if the party had any last words, and before Alistair could implement whatever plan he had, his unspoken plan, Doran cast Scatter, fearing for his life, and teleported the party to now surround the newly grouped up attackers. A multitude of clever spells and well-placed punches later, half of the crossbowmen had fled. One had been killed, his life snuffed by a very disgusted Doran, and another was left unconscious. The mage was held down by Six's immovable rod, and the battle seemed to be over. So, Six took the very stressed-out Doran off a good 60 feet or so away to discuss a plan. Doran did not take murdering someone and seeing someone essentially tortured by Alistair very well. Seeing the one who had counterspelled him before now taken away from the vicinity, the trapped mage misty stepped away and became invisible. Bess followed him with True Sight, but wasn't able to catch him, but with a very good survival roll, was able to find tracks she was confident she could later follow if the party decided to. Returning to Doran and Six, Bess saw Doran's true form through her True Sight and stared unsure of how to react. Doran, after a few moments noticing this, fled and hid in the nearby woods. Alistair tied up the last crossbowman, who was still unconscious, and wedged him between some rocks with the immovable rod. Alistair and Bess healed the man, and Alistair cast Zone of Truth to get some real answers out of him. He turned out to be a rather cooperative mercenary who just wanted to get out of there and get back to his family, back in Gloucester. The party learned they had bounties on their head, and that the pickup point for the reward, the rendezvous as it were, would be just outside of Shinebright. The man didn't know much about the supplier of the bounties, as the one of the mercenary group who was most in contact with this individual was the only one who was killed. So the party has much to speculate about who could have done this and who would have orchestrated this ambush. The man was eventually released with a bit more healing and a geas placed on him to make him tell anyone who asked that he had in fact completed his mission and that the bronze toads were dead. Though it seemed the geas may not have been entirely necessary, as he seemed quite keen on telling you whatever you wanted to hear to get out of there. So, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Either way, a good safety precaution.
That's called foreshadowing, by the way.
With that, we will return as the party finishes their rest, guarded by a very good invisible boy. And you all wake back up again after your interrupted long rest, around what seems to be 9 or 10 a.m. So, still in this wooded, what would you call it, like rocky area with several branching paths, you can still see a now slightly larger priest high up in the sky. What would you guys like to do?
Well, We still know the direction we're headed. So I say we march.
So
Has Doran rejoined the party?
No.
No. Okay. Well,
Oh,
you guys
well,
wake
then
up
we
and it's
should
just the three of you.
Doran. Doran. Doran.
You see him peek up from over the hill.
Are you okay?
He doesn't say anything.
I'm
What-
sorry.
Uh-oh. Do I know about this?
You are no. Nobody knows but Bess. So her
what's
saying,
going on with-
Can I do anything to ask for your forgiveness?
What did you do, Bess?
Nothing.
He's gonna walk
Why are you
toward,
asking for forgiveness?
but he's gonna keep about 20 feet between him and the entire party.
so Doran half joins the party.
Okay.
It's
I
a
think
long
we're gonna
story, Six. It's a long story.
Of course. Well, to priest then.
To priests.
Okay.
All right.
I say we
I,
can pick up on those tracks that we left off on last night and then go to priest.
That is a good point. We had some things stolen from us. Doran, do you think we should track down the group?
I shrug.
All right, Alistair. Shall we let you do that? Are you able
Or-
to track?
If we're okay with leaving a ambusher who knows enough magic to dispel my magic to just get away, we could just go to priest and pick up on that later.
He might have
Although I
more
don't
information
think there will be
too
tracks.
about who put the bounties on us.
Do you think we should go after the group then, Bess, or after the mage?
I mean, I do think we should get back to Direwood as soon as possible, but we could be putting ourselves in more danger by not addressing.
All right. I'm good with it. I say we track down the mage. Who amongst us tracks?
Well,
I see.
Bess is not specifically a tracker. However, given how good her survival roll was, Bess, as you start climbing the ridge where you had initially chased the mage down with your true sight, it takes a few minutes through the morning dew and just the wind blowing things around as it does. It's a little hard, but you do eventually find the tracks that you were quite certain you'd be able to find once again.
Okay.
So,
Off we go.
Bess, if you would like to make one more survival check for me. You are able to track these for now, but this is just roll that for me. Okay. Do you have a good? Oh, why do you have a +8 to? You know what? Never mind. As you guys follow Bess a little slowly as she is keeping careful watch on these tracks. Bess, you notice with that roll, as you trace these for about 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes as time goes on, they continue. It looks like he was running for his life. These tracks are very hard pressed into the ground. He was stomping. He was without regard for leaving tracks. He was running as fast as he could. And
He was booking it.
He was fucking booking it. And another thing you notice, they initially head north, and then very slowly start to turn right and head northeast. And then after another 20 or 30 minutes, they are going east. And then after another 20 or 30 minutes, they're going southeast. And after you've been tracing them for around an hour and a half at a moderately slow pace, you realize they start to straighten out a bit, heading south.
Was that the way we were originally going?
It is.
So toward priests, not toward Shine Bright?
I say
Aye.
we continue following the tracks and go ahead into priests, see what we can find.
Agreed.
I would like to send out the dog.
Okay. You summon your phantom pup again. Are you just
Which-
having it with you, or does it?
I'm gonna keep it. Hold on, I gotta look it up.
Okay. But you guys are going to be continuing south, trying to follow these tracks.
Indeed.
Okay. Does this thing have like advantage on survival or tracking? Is that what you're
The
trying
hound
to
is
do?
invisible to all creatures of and can't be harmed in a small. Blah, 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 blah. Hound sees invisible creatures and can see into the ethereal plane. It ignores illusions.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have it stay 20 or 25 feet in front of us, and I'm gonna have it. When a smaller, larger creature comes within 30 feet of it without first speaking the password that you specify when you cast a spell, the hound starts barking loudly.
Okay. Good to
But
know.
I'm not gonna really worry about that part. I just wanted to kind of look out, and if it sees anything, then have it alert me.
Right. Good to know. Well then, at around just before noon, you guys decide to continue following the tracks as they are heading in the same general direction you were headed. After about an hour of loosely following them, Bess, you're able to kind of keep track of them, but still kind of sticking to. They do kind of almost join back. They stick about 50 feet away from the main path heading south toward Priest, ostensibly. But they are following it, and eventually, after about another hour, Bess, the tracks vanish.
The tracks vanished.
Like, at first, you lose them for a moment, and you're like, oh, they probably pick back up. No, at 10 feet, 20 feet, no, they're gone. However, Alistair, your dog looks down at the tracks, and where you can see the physical tracks, goes slightly beyond them, and starts barking at the ground.
Ooh. I wonder if Fuckhead went underneath.
How intelligent is this dog? Is it just like dog-like intelligence, or what's its intelligence score? Or does it
don't
have
know.
one? You probably don't have a.
It
stat.
does not show.
Okay.
Start of each of my turns, the hound attempts to bite one creature within 5 feet of it that's hostile to me. The hound's attack bonus is equal to my spellcast.
What does it say? What it's a what hound?
A phantom watchdog.
Phantom watchdog. I'm just gonna see if I can find some sort of stat block. Oh, faithful hound. Is
Yeah.
what it is. Faithful hound. Stat block.
Excuse me.
Spells. Faithful hound. Let me see here. Yeah, I don't have anything. Okay. I'm going to kind of just assume that it is a like dog-like intelligence, but above dog-like intelligence. So it barks at the ground a bit, looks up at you, Alistair, and then kind of like a pointer points its nose ahead where the tracks would have continued. Nobody else can see this, however.
Is it attempting to bite anything?
No,
Did we finish our long rest?
you did.
Mhm.
Okay. Then I think. Hang on, I'm trying to get myself back up to.
Best true sight might not be a bad idea.
That's what I'm looking for the spell description to see if I can discern if that'd be a good idea or not.
Is
At
Doran
hearing
still?
this, Doran steps back even 10 more feet.
I won't look at you, Doran. I'm sorry.
No response.
I am gonna cast it then.
Okay.
Why can't I find it in my spells?
True seeing.
Yeah. True seeing.
Or is it?
Gives the ability to see things as they actually are for the duration. I have true sight, notice secret doors
Yeah,
hidden
that's
by
all I
magic,
need.
and can
That's
see
all I
into
need.
the ethereal plane. Okay.
As you cast the spell, you have access to this level spell? Damn.
It's a 6th level spell.
Damn. Okay. As you cast True Sight, and you all watch her eyes begin to glow with an arcane radiance, she looks down at the tracks, and Bess, you notice there are still tracks. However, there is an illusion covering the tracks for the foreseeable stretch, how far you can see with this True Sight. And it does continue south, but joins back onto the path.
I follow those tracks.
Okay. Bess begins to pick up the pace once more, now being able to more clearly see the tracks, or as far as you guys are aware. Not seeing
I'm trying
anything.
to really like tunnel vision myself just to the tracks. So
Yeah,
I don't
you
have to
guys see her like
centrally
literally
look
put
at
her
anyone.
hands at the sides of her head and just go, okay, this way. You guys rejoin the path south.
She would do that.
You continue for another couple of hours. The sun has passed noon and is maybe between 1 or 2 p.m. when you see a small collection of houses up ahead, what appears to be some sort of small village, and a large, not well made, but large signpost with in simple black paint scribbled across it, trading post.
Are we still heading in the direction of priests?
Yeah, pretty much.
Anyone got anything they want to trade?
As you approach, you do see that there are off to your left and right, maybe a few hundred feet away, there appear to be actual residential homes. But here, in this supposed trading post, as you get closer, underneath the big letters spelling trading post, you can see Falkirk, which is ostensibly the name of the village. Which I'll actually just.
I'm looking up what ostensibly means because you've said it way too many times and I still don't know what it means.
Am I saying it a lot?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I will. I'll supposedly.
Ah, okay. I definitely spelt it wrong, so that's why. Yep.
Falkirk is apparently the name of this small village.
Does that name ring a bell? Being from the Direwood area?
No, not really.
Okay.
I see
mean-
the party entering first, correct?
You can. Yes, you see them. You're 30 feet behind now?
Yeah, I'm gonna turn into Malrin.
Into Malrin.
It was not the guy I killed.
Yes, it was. Thank you. Bess, how long does your true seeing last?
Let me see. 1 hour.
1 hour. Okay, so by the time you got here, it would have faded. So you are quite certain the prince entered this area. You don't know whether they stayed or went right through it, or what this person might have done once they reached this area, but you're quite certain they came here at some point. However, looking around, you can see this is an odd trading post. There are some of the basic trading centers you'd imagine, a general goods store, a store called All You Need, what appears to be some sort of apothecary / cafe called Dolores' Cafe and Dispensary, a bakery called the Cakesmith,
Cakesmith.
a smith
Fucking
called the
nice.
Hot Hammer, a clothier,
Cupcake.
and called So It Seems.
I hate you.
Dude, I gotta say, out of everything you've ever done for me in real life and in D&D, the names you give places are easily top tier.
Oh, I'm not done. An inn and tavern called the Flagonborn,
God, why do you exist?
and a what appears to be some sort of like tinkering shop called Tinker and Sons, as well as a small hut, very circus-esque, adorned in starry patterns and colors, with a rickety old sign that's like cocked to one side, falling apart, called "Try Your Hand."
Oh no.
But what would you guys like to do? Would you like to pass through, or stop anywhere, or investigate?
Well, maybe we stop in and ask around.
Does Malrin join the rest of the party?
Yeah.
Okay. Some of you might be alerted as the one you killed last night enters the ranks of the party.
I'd like to be as far away from Bess as possible.
I'm kidding.
Okay, on the other side of the party from Bess, so probably in the rear then, as Bess was leading the charge.
I am going to...
Is there anyone near?
There are a couple people out on the streets. There appears to be some man, large man with a ponytail and a big bushy beard and an apron outside of the cakesmith speaking to somebody. It's not a very bustling little trading post village.
Okay. Well, let's head into the trading post, shall we?
I've posted the outfit that I'm going to be using in the general chat, by the way. Hold on.
The outfit you're going to be using, what's that mean?
You know what it means? We talked about this.
Right, but like not what you're wearing now.
I'm going to go behind. Yeah, you're right. I forgot to explain that part.
Yeah.
I am going to, look at the party. Go. Hold on. I'm gonna change real quick, and then go change into my other clothes. I'm gonna keep my hair down. I'm gonna take it out of the ponytail so it is down. So imagine that outfit with my Alistair's face, and instead of having a ponytail tied back, it is just flowing.
And to explain to anyone watching in any way, it is sort of a like simple blue tunic of some sort with fitted black pants, what seems to be knee-high, just under knee-high
Imagine
leather
like
boots.
typical bard clothing.
Yeah, and like a black scarf shemagh thing wrapped around the front of his neck and pulled to the
Get
back.
out of here.
Whatever.
Yeah,
it's-
get out
it's
of
quite
here,
nice.
Holden. Get the fuck out of here.
Get out of here. I'm walking here. So, what are you guys doing as you enter this trading post village? Alistair kind of goes into to the woods briefly.
In the woods behind a building.
Yeah, just quickly disappears for a minute and comes back dressed differently.
Yeah.
Do I see anyone taking notice to me walking into the little city? Like any looks of recognition?
Nobody seems of the two people out on the little street right now. Like literally, the path. This is the exact same. It just widens a little bit as it enters this little trading post area, and then like narrows back down as it leaves. It's seriously like it's like downtown area, just like really small, and the path just keeps going. So there are two people out, and neither of them have seemed to noticed yet that the party has even like entered the vicinity. They're just having a chat.
I'm gonna start walking towards them and quick modify my face so it looks like I'm a lot dirtier than I was, and I'm gonna kind of be looking like I have a migraine.
Okay. So you guys see Doran kind of mess himself up a little bit and start walking toward these two people. I presume you all follow to some degree.
With my eyes.
I'd hold my hand up to kind of motion for them to stay back.
Okay. As Doran, as you approach, you hear you can start to pick up some voices, and then you hear the man saying, "I'll have that done for you tomorrow. 12, right?" Of course. And then he's speaking to a woman, ostensibly, who, I said it again, I'm sorry. Like a short
It's a good
brunette.
word. I really like how it sounds.
Yeah, a short brunette woman with a thin face, and she smiles and nods and kind of looks over his shoulder at you. And he looks back and sees you. "Hello, welcome to Falkirk. Can I help you with anything?"
So I was out with my mates last night, and I got gone.
You must
you
have
have-
if you're coming from the north.
Did you happen to see me come through, or a bunch of guys?
Actually, he's gonna roll. I'm sorry, I've never seen you, son. Do you need something?
Dad?
Would you like some lunch? You doing all right?
I'm doing. I just would like to. I kind of pull up the picture that I have of Mallory.
No.
Like, I just.
Oh, you like his portrait of his family?
Yep.
Oh,
It's my daughter's birthday, and I don't know where I am, to be honest.
well, you're in Falkirk, just north of Priest, or I guess north and downward.
That helps so much.
Were you in Priest last night? I don't know how else you could have been just north of here.
I woke up surrounded by strangers, honestly.
Sounds like a hell of a night.
And that one I kind of gestured to Bess. Don't trust her.
Bess, you don't see what they're saying, but you see this large, this big man with the ponytail and the beard kind of look over Doran's shoulder at you and just narrow his eyes a little. And he looks back at Doran. Right.
I smile and wave.
Just a cute little hi. And he just nods a little bit. Right. Well, do you need a place to stay? No, you said it's your daughter's birthday. Well,
Yeah,
where's home?
It's pretty.
Oh, well, yeah, you just.
I didn't know I couldn't orientate myself. It's been a day.
It sounds like it was a night, actually, but.
What time is it? I look up. Really
Man,
confused.
you really had a night. Did you just wake up? Were you? Know what? Not my business. If there's anything I can do for you, just let me know. I didn't see you around here last night.
I just. You know, when you're missing something, you kind of want to put the pieces together as like one of your main goals.
I've had those nights. Don't get me wrong.
You know, I kind of bat him on the shoulder.
He takes it lightheartedly. Right. Well, do you want some water at least? You look parched.
That would be phenomenal.
Yeah, come on in real quick to the Cakesmith. let me get you something. He starts walking inside to the building. He's immediately adjacent to. You guys watch Doran just follow this man in. What's the rest of the party doing as Doran just follows this guy in?
So, real quick, is there an actual building marked trading post, or is it just saying like Falkirk trading post?
No, I'm sorry. Like there's a large like banner style sign overarching the path that says trading post in big letters, and then underneath it Falkirk. You can see like the individual names on little hanging wooden signs off of each of these buildings.
I got it. All right.
The road.
Well, I kind of shrug a little bit and say, well, Doran's occupied for a bit. Shall we have a look around?
I think that sounds nice.
Alistair? Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
muted. My bad. Before Doran gets all the way out of sight, I'm gonna mentally link up with him and go, "That was good. We'll meet up with you," and then just go. Or not
Okay.
just go, but kind of just talk to him and then leave it.
Okay. So if you guys are
I-
investigating in general, what would you like to do?
I wouldn't mind stopping by the little tinkerer's workshop there just to see what they've got going on. I kind of developed a bit of an interest there in Priest. And then I also wouldn't mind checking out the circus tent thing because I want to.
Yeah, I just posted a list of all of the because I want to. I posted a list of all of the various venues here in chat.
All right.
Okay, so
All right.
Six would like to check out Tinker and Sons.
Follow you. I would also like to check out the trading post. You notice his voice has changed with the outfit.
I was under the impression there was a trading post as well, but it's the entire town.
Just the way Jason said that. It's the entire town.
It's such a large trading post.
Also, add in the fact that he tried to justify going to the circus tent and then just went, because I want to.
Because Holden described it in more detail, therefore I am curious.
You could also hear just like the gears turning in Jason's head of how do I make it make sense? And then he just went, I want to. He didn't say any bullshit. Six is interested in the bright colors, and that would have we would have been like, that works. Okay.
Yeah.
He comes from a very
name is intriguing.
he comes from a very gray and dreary town. Why wouldn't he want to see the bright colors?
Right. So as the rest of the party heads over to the Tinker and Sons, Doran, you enter the Cakesmith, and inside immediately your nose is filled with delicious pastry and berry flavors and sugar and spices and everything nices and
Fuck you.
yeah and your nose is just assaulted with pleasantries and the large man with the apron walks behind the counter. He says, have a seat. I'll be back with some water in just a moment. And there are a couple of small roundish coffee-ish tables with a couple of chairs around them for you to sit at. He disappears for a moment, comes back 15 seconds later with a large-ish mug of water and sets it on the table for you. And he sits down next to you and just gives you a moment to drink.
I down it.
Yeah, as you down it, he chuckles a little. I suppose that was your first drink for today, huh?
Oh, yes. No, before What is your special? What is the thing you make here that no one else can make as good as you?
I'm so glad you asked. My wife makes the most fantastic rhubarb and strawberry pie you will have in your life. Now, I know, an odd combination. Usually strawberry, rhubarb, different pies. But let me tell you, the ratio is just perfect. And the way she makes
Wait
the
a minute.
crusts, to die for.
Now,
A pie at the Cakesmith?
how much does how much does one of these pies normally go for?
Well, they come in several sizes, but the
Biggest size.
the family size, that'll run you about 5 to
You
6
gotta
gold,
talk to the pie
depending-
smith about that.
depending on how decorative you want it to be.
I would like to try this pie before I sink some real gold into it.
We keep some slices on hand. Tell you what, you had a rough night. I'll give you a slice for 2 silver.
I will hand him the 2 silver.
He takes it and he goes back to the back of the shop, supposedly to grab you the slice of pie. Now, for the rest of you entering the Tinker and Sons,
Comes out with a Gatling gun.
Yeah.
Suppose it.
you hear a brrrr from somewhere nearby. Oh, as you enter the Tinker and Sons, you are not assaulted by pleasant smells. Immediately, the smell of metals and burning fuel, and there's actually like a little bit of smoke on this, like rising to the ceiling. It's just like it's like you just entered a tobacco shop. It's like it's not entirely pleasant, but looking around, you are surrounded by tools reminiscent of what you might expect in like a farmer shop of some sort, but heavily modified. There's like a hoe, but it has like 6 different pieces to it, like a rake, but they're going in all sorts of different directions. And then you look over and there's a sword, but it has 2 blades coming off of the end of it, curved out, and you're just surrounded by metal oddities. And you can hear some actually in the back. I've been tinkering with this. I was like, hold on. Like some
like someone
metal on
tinkering.
metal. Yeah, woo. Some metal on metal in the back, and you hear somebody. Do any of you speak Gnomish?
That I do
No.
not.
No. You hear in some language. Surprise, Gnomish. Some raised words, and then but as you enter, there's a ding 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 of the door being closed, and you hear somebody shout something in a language you don't understand. And after a few moments, as you're looking around in awe at the spectacle of strangeness around you, a very short man, a gnome, kind of hobbles out and steps behind a counter, which is at his chest level, so like your guys' thigh level. And he's wearing like some sort of wrap around his head, so presumably for the sweat, which is draped down his back. And he walks out and he starts speaking in some language you don't understand, looks at all you. Right. Hello. Welcome to Tinker and Sons. How can I help you?
We're here to see Falkirk. Is he available?
To see she sure is. All around you. Are you drunk? It's a little early to be drunk.
I see I've misunderstood something. My apologies. I'm 6.
You look much older than that.
I knew you were gonna do that.
I would have done the same thing. That's why.
Best laugh.
Clever.
He looks to you, Alistair, and Bess, and goes, are you in charge of this one?
No.
No.
She is, I say, pointing to Bess.
Right. Can I help you?
Is he asking me that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Speaking up and
we're
directly at you.
We're here to look at the Tinker.
Uh-huh.
Alistair visibly, like, he face palms and just starts rubbing his temples.
You are looking at it. Is there something I can actually help you with, or are you here to make fun of me, or is this some kind of
We're
joke?
not.
Fascinated by-
We're not from around here. You see.
Are you from Stupid Town?
I probably just learned from stupid talk.
Your best.
Can you put that
Show
on a
me your
map
best
for us?
invention.
Can you put that on a map for us? He says, "Show me your best invention." He says, "Oh, that's ridiculous. How can I show you? My best invention depends on who's going to use it. Look at that. Look at that sword over there. Would you make good use of that sword?"
Yes.
I know some people
Well, then
that
perhaps
would.
it's my best invention for you.
What does it do?
It stabs twice.
Oh my fucking god. Alistair actually physically says that and turns her.
Listen, if you're
That's
new,
incredible.
that's fine. I modify, repair, and create all sorts of weaponry, armor, tools, whatever you need. If it has to do with metal, I've got you covered. Sometimes literally.
It looks amazing.
Thank you.
Can you show us a few more of your wares? I'm not sure we know what to expect.
Surely. Over here, he shows you on the walls. There are other things such as there's a shield with several spikes protruding from it. There is.
And you call that one Shirley?
All right. Good night, everybody. Good session. Thank you very much. There is a hammer that appears to have several ends to it, supposedly to hammer 3 things at once. They're basically, I'll be straight with you. I don't have a million odd little trinket tools, armor, and weapons to tell you about. But
Okay,
if you
that's
can
no
kind of
problem.
imagine it in this context, he might have it or he could make it. Is what I'm getting at.
Understood.
I have a book I
Alright.
can send you, Holden, called 100 Gnomish Inventions, where safety wasn't the first priority.
I hate that for this thing I pulled completely out of my ass, you have a book for. And I'm also impressed. I'm both impressed and disgusted.
One of the items is a propeller that can make you move 60 feet per round, but it doesn't shut off, so you have to use it for 10 rounds before it shuts itself off.
You know what? He might have that if you roll well enough. I don't know.
Okay.
Answer me this question. If you were brought a large metallic spider, do you think you could get that working again?
Or could you make multiple tiny spiders, mechanical spiders, out of it?
Could
God.
I make it work again? What's that
We
even
broke
mean?
it.
You broke a
broke it.
spider.
We broke it.
A mechanical spider. What's that even mean? I actually hadn't. Wait a moment. I just had a
know
brilliant
what a
idea. Hold on.
spider
And
It was steam powered, if that helps.
He yells, "I just had a brilliant idea." Hold on. He rushes back, and you hear him yell something, presumably in Gnomish, and then he comes back, and you can hear like metal falling to the ground, and everything. Somebody supposedly in like some sort of hurry to maybe write something down, and he comes back out. Right, a spider, a mechanical spider. Make it
A giant enemy spider.
that runs on steam. I could do that to some degree. You have one and it's broken.
Yes.
Where in the 9 hells did you find that?
I think it's still in the 9 hells. My friend wouldn't let me bring it with us, and now
was
I'm
heavy.
regretting it terribly.
You know what? Not my business. Not my problem. If you bring it here, I will take a look and perhaps I can do something with it, including maybe not limited to turning it into smaller spiders.
I fucking knew it. Says 6. Having no clue this was gonna happen.
Doran, you just get like a real headache out of nowhere for a moment.
God, I fucking hate 6.
Do you have any small clockwork, intricate items that we could take a look at? Small, like a wind-up spider, perhaps? Something small like that?
I have,
have
yes,
an
they're more
amazing
like
drinking
toys. I do make toys of that nature.
The toy maker.
How about, what about something that would climb a rope on its own? Like a wind-up thing that would climb up a rope?
He kind of looks up for a moment. I could easily do that. Assuming I have the exact diameter of the rope.
7.
Sure. I mean, standard, fairly standard rope.
So you literally just like kind of pull the rope out from the your bag of holding, just like this.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh yeah, of course. I could do something like that."
And do you think that would be able to lift something as well, or would it basically be able to propel itself?
Could you give it a backpack to carry something? Like a key?
I was going to say I could modify one of the toys to do something like that, but if you wanted to be able to carry anything of any substantial weight, I'd have to make a new one. Be rather large. I could do that.
How large would it be?
Like that cost, do you think?
Oh, well, this would be a very special order. I could have it done within... Well, depends on how much you pay, and... It would probably be about, yay big. He kind of shows his... He actually, like, spreads his arms almost as much as he can. And it's, like, maybe 3 feet wide. How much weight do you want it to be able to pull?
Oh, maybe a person with minimal gear, maybe a couple 100 pounds, something like that.
Couple 100 pounds, that's what I'm looking for. Perhaps, yes, about 3 feet wide, 4 feet long, and would take me, if it is nothing special, just something that climbs rope, a day or two, depending on how much you pay.
Well, how heavy would it be?
Oh,
That's an interesting question.
I could use some of my lighter materials. It would be a bit more fragile. Do you want it to be sturdy?
Sturdy would be a benefit?
Then not very light.
What does not very light mean?
Could you lift it, gnome?
Not having built it yet, I would guess in the realm of 50 pounds.
It's not so bad.
He kind of
let me
looks
think
over the
about
three
it.
of you. Looks like less than any of you are carrying right now, so... Well, except for 6, apparently. He's got the bag of holding. So he looks at Alistair and Bess with their big backpacks or whatever.
Where is our friend Isaac? Is he around?
Yes.
Oh, okay, good. He disappeared from the Roll20 thing.
Oh,
finally,
Roll20
so
hasn't
wanted to
worked
make-
for me since the beginning.
Yeah.
No, I know, but your name's been down there. It just popped away a little while ago. I just wanted to make sure
Gotcha.
everything was good.
Yeah, I did actually at the same moment. He was like, "Where is?" I popped open Discord just to make sure you were here.
Yeah, Roll20 is
Not like
still
you.
being a
Right.
shithead.
So I'm curious, what exactly would you need? Are you some sort of firefighting group? And do you save people from buildings? What would
We
this be
have
for?
saved people from buildings, big, scary buildings,
Oh, yes,
but-
very big, very scary. I'm very enthralled.
like the castle, like the castle in Direwood. Like we saved people.
Oh,
in
yeah,
there.
very,
Anyway,
very interesting. Yes, yes.
it's a big building. In any case, let's think about that. I will be back later. I may or may not order a crawling rope climbing robot.
How long would it take you to make that?
Before I drop any sort of schematics, if I were to just modify the toy to be able to run up a length of rope, 150 gold in about a day.
And to build a big one from scratch?
That's 150 gold in about a day.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a rough estimate. That is subject to change, depending on how it goes. But I'm reasonably confident in that.
Excellent.
What was your
all
name
right.
again?
That's Tinker, and his
I
son
am
is in the back.
actually Tinker, and my son is in the back.
Wonderful.
I thought you
Hold
said
on,
you
how-
weren't from around here.
Hold on, how mad are you about that one? How that
I
one
mean,
was
it's
played out?
literally in the name, but somehow I'm still kind of mad. Like, that was my joke I was supposed to give.
I'm just intuitive. I said.
Okay, Jason, does 6 look like shocked that he got that right?
I don't think he would. I think he would just be playing it fairly stone cold.
But was there that moment of, oh, fuck?
There was a moment
Maybe
of,
not
of,
visibly.
of silent joy.
Yeah. On the inside, he's like giddy, like, yes. But on the outside, he's like, yeah, I figured. Like, right. Right. Well, if you need to see me again, I'll be here.
Thank you.
Thank you, I suppose. Off with you
Alistair,
then.
do you have any other questions? We good?
Yeah, I wanted to let you guys get your tinker and stuff out of the way then.
Oh,
But,
thank you.
I
I know.
I have
it's Irish now.
never heard an accent like that. Where do you come from?
It's Quarry actually. I'm a oh fuck, why can't I remember the name of the race I am?
Kalistar?
Thank you.
Kalashtar.
Kalashtar. It's a native language.
You look very human. Is that offensive? Was that rude? Oh, who cares? Nice to
I
meet
don't think
you,
it
Mr. Kalistar.
is. Richard.
Richard. Good.
You can call him Dick. That's
Dick.
what we all call him.
I would call him a dick as well.
Fuck you, Isaac.
I fucking hate you guys.
Was there something you were interested in?
I'm actually looking for one of my friends that went missing, and I'd like to use prestidigitation to make a missing poster, like a really bad. No, it's not gonna be a missing poster. Just a picture of the magic guy's face.
Of the mage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like a sketch.
I assume you kind of do some move where you like reach behind you and pull it out, so it's not obvious that it's a. Or do you actually just make it obvious that?
I would have. No, I don't have an actual picture of him, so here's the best I can do, and I just prestidigitation it.
Okay, he seems pretty not surprised by your magic. He looks at it for a moment. Nope, never seen him.
Can I tell if he's lying?
Roll insight.
How do I do that?
Oh wait, yeah, you don't have. Oh, that's right. Hold on, I'm sorry.
Wait, okay, here I have an idea.
I said it without
Roll20
thinking.
actually. Roll20 implemented. You can actually dice roll on their website now.
D&D Beyond, you mean?
Beyond?
Yeah, that.
I
one,
was
that
just
one.
going to go to your character sheet on my end and just roll
Yeah,
it.
go ahead and do that. I've got you up on Twitch. So.
Okay, cool.
Because rolling in D&D Beyond, yes, it's a weird system, but like no one else can see it.
Yeah,
Double nat
I know,
20s.
it's pretty slick though.
So
Did I really?
DM should never be allowed to roll for
Whoa.
players again because yeah, you just rolled double nat 20s.
Fuck yeah.
And now I need to take her to Secrets. You know what? No, I don't. He answered that way too quickly. You can't tell if he's lying or not, but he answered that way too quickly, which is super sus.
Alistair walks to the door and locks it.
Are we the only ones in there right now?
Yes.
Does the door have a lock?
Do you look back at it to check?
I go, oh, okay. Well, that's a shame. I'll ask around then. Thanks. And then I'd go to turn to leave, but I'd look and see if the door's locked.
Yeah, the door, I mean, it's currently unlocked, but you can see on your side from the inside it has like four different kinds of. There's a padlock, there's a deadbolt, there's a latch. Like there's 4 different kinds.
I have to check something.
Oh no. While he's checking something and is probably about to kick stuff off, Doran back in the cake smith. After just a moment, he returns with this pie. He brings you a slice, the 2 silver in his pocket, and he sets it down at the little round table for you and sits down next to you again.
I would like to cut it in half and offer him half of it.
He silently stares down for a moment and looks at you. All right, well, if you insist.
I picture it like he looks at me like he's waiting for me to gesture to it. I just sit there and stare at him. He goes, "If you insist,"
Yeah.
like not actually waiting for me to insist.
You watch him pull a little spoon-like object right out of his apron, like he was ready for this, and he's like, he goes down to take a bite. Actually, I love seeing people try this for the first time. Go ahead.
I will take a bite.
It's pretty fucking good. I mean, if your character would like rhubarb, like berry flavors.
You've described a pie that in real life I'm actually drooling over.
Okay. Now here's the thing. Doran has a taste for finer things in life.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't obvious by the whole escapade with the castle.
Yeah.
Does it taste like something royalty would eat?
It tastes like something that if you presented to royalty, they would not spit spit at you for. Like, it tastes like something that would be acceptable in, like, some sort of royal banquet. Like, it's nothing, it's not the best shit you've ever had. He played it up a bit, but it's really good.
I like that description, though. Well, I'm not going to spit this at you.
There's a pause. Then Doran kind of contemplates, takes a second bite. Fucking superb.
You know, I've never heard that one before, but I'll take it. I would agree. It is. He looks around. Fucking superb. And he looks down and he takes he like eats half of it in one bite.
I gotta go. Are you not allowed to swear? Is that bad?
The missus, we have young ones. She's a little.
My apologies. I'm not actually.
Well, no, she never yell at you for it. You're a paying customer, but.
Now, how well does this
Can
business?
I pay you to swear on your kids?
That's basically it. I also like to have you seen this man drawing from Jason.
That's the poster. Thank you.
I do see it, and I've been resisting the temptation to get rid of it, but I kind of love it too much.
I just wish it was better pictured, where the stick man mocked the hanging guy.
Yeah, I originally thought he was making a "Have you seen this man?" poster of the hanging guy.
And I was like, fucking superb.
Right.
No, I'm not from around here, obviously. Do you guys do well? Is this like a profitable business?
He narrows his eyes a little at you for a moment. That's a little personal, but you did share your slice of delicious pie with me, so I'll indulge you. It's a comfortable life. We get a lot of orders from priests, which recently have become much more difficult to fulfill. But we're comfortable.
Bless you.
Now,
I mean, if you couldn't tell from 2 silver for a slice of pie, which you seemed rather quick to fork over.
I pull out 3 platinum and try to jingle them in my fingers and put them back in my pouch.
Oh, you are not your average drunkard.
I'll admit a few things to you. One, I've lied a few times to you. I am actually not a drunkard, and I'm actually a connoisseur of fine-tasting pastries.
Fucking me.
Let me head outside, and I'll come back and looking more like myself. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna turn back into Doran. I'm gonna try to forge up a piece of paper saying that I am a critic of pastries. Like official looking paperwork for that shit.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and make a roll with your forgery kit?
Was that Dex?
I
Or did we
believe
decide
it is
wasn't?
Dex with your proficiency mod, because I assume you're proficient in forgery.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Come on, baby.
And
Only a 15.
15. Okay. That does sort of mirror how you do this very quickly, and you're like, not my best work, but it'll probably pass. This guy's just some random beggar, and you head back inside.
I show him the paperwork.
He look as soon as you walk in, he's like, "Oh, how did you?"
Now I have some references for how Doran looks, but Charlie hasn't finished it yet, so I can't show you.
Right.
So I don't want to show you unfinished, but
Right.
I can't wait to show you guys how he looks.
Mm-hmm.
But I walk in and kind of show him my paperwork.
He actually he's gonna. He looks it over. You see him kind of squint a little bit. Okay. I couldn't help but notice this doesn't mention where you're from. Where are you based out of?
I was, but I've actually traveled. Is my normal thing. Right now, I am working on behalf of Direwood.
Okay. Okay. Right. Okay, what's the real deal here?
I actually fold my hands. Direwood is working on coming back, and I've actually met some of their court, and the commander of the Cloaked Rangers, and we're looking for someone to cater for when we actually get the royal cabinet back together.
Y-
I pick up the two of my platinum and set them on the table and slide them to him.
He looks down at them.
Consider this a down payment.
He reaches his hand towards him and stops just before he grabs him. You're serious? Do you
Right.
have any proof of this? I mean, sure, you're a critic of some sort, but Direwood coming back. I've heard about some royal court passing through Priest not too long ago. A lot of word comes through here as people head north. But what? This is real. I assume those were just rumors. And you came, while you're rebuilding a city, you came here to find a baker.
I do my own things. I happen to be close with some of the court, and I was thinking it would be a nice surprise to find the best baker around. And I gesture down to the empty plate. I believe I have found the best baker far and wide.
You flatter me. Well, this all sounds far too strange to be true, but coin doesn't lie. But I suppose you do.
You can't go around flashing paperwork and expect to get the same treatment. You treated me, a random drunkard, like a king.
Well, I got you some water and some pie that you paid for, but
Okay, I paid for the pie at a discounted price that you said, as well as you gave me water for. I walked up to you off the street.
what exactly, if I take this 2 platinum, am I signing up for? A large order for Direwood when the time comes?
Yes, that's it. That when I come back and am ready, that you would be able to fulfill the order
Somebody
with due
drew
time.
your paperwork.
Thanks, Jason.
It's so
No
good.
problem.
But
Right.
when I come back, of course, I'll give you due warning that you'd be willing to make that large order.
I'll be honest, I've never prepared anything for royalty, but if you think this is up to par, okay.
If you don't, I could go grab some of the people who are venturing with me, who are part of the court. Actually, I could go grab one of them, and we could see if it's up to his taste.
Wait, I thought you said you knew friends of the. You're a part of the court now.
I'm not. The people I'm traveling with, some of them are. I
Interesting.
specifically said I have friends who are part of the court.
Okay, right. Well, oh,
It's loading.
oh, it's loading. It's funny. Just as you went, oh, it's loading, I dropped like 40 frames on OBS. It's like you stole my internet to get in.
Wait, no, the names are back up on the bottom. Ah! Ah!
I see you.
Alistair just
Oh, I
starts
see
throwing a fucking conniption in Tinker and Sons. Ah, I'm here. Right. No. He says he reaches down and picks up the 2 platinum, kind of rubs them together in his hand. All right. Okay. You have my interest, but since you've been so honest with me, I'll be honest with you. He looks around. This isn't just a bakery. If you ever find yourself in need of some hired muscle, I direct a lot of it.
You do.
I do.
I
A
have
lot
a
of guys come through here looking for work, and I may or may not know where to send them for a small finder's fee. So, if you're ever looking for some extra muscle, maybe to rebuild Direwood, I can help you with that as well.
So my follow-up
Pockets
question
of platinum.
off that:
Yes.
would you know? You would send someone to get, let's say, bounty hunters? You'd be able to find out who to send them to.
Bounty. I mean, it's not my typical sort of job I help people find, but I could.
So would you know if I showed you an image of someone, would you be able to tell me if they have a decent bounty on their head?
I don't know of any at the moment, so probably not.
So I one of my friends, heard a rumor of someone getting attacked nearby.
Couldn't
And
help
I
you
was-
with that one.
No problem. I'm Doran, by the way.
Doran's your name. Good.
Doran Lorenz Celio Helic Zen the Third.
Doran the Third. That'll do.
Works.
Barrowlin is the name.
Okay, Barrel in.
Yeah, I'll put it in
That's
chat.
that's me saying, because I do have notes of most of the names. I should make notes of who they are, because some of them are just names in my chat.
I like Pie Man P Pie Maker better.
It's pretty good.
Jason, I hate you, but in the best of ways.
Anyway, he introduces himself finally as you introduce yourself. He says, why don't you go find your friends? Maybe we can discuss more details about what you're actually looking for and over some pastries.
I have a taste for the finer things in my life, and this, honestly, when I finally scrap being just a critic and become royalty, I would definitely hire you as a court baker. As I stand up and kind of wipe the dust off myself and nod at him.
He kind of, I don't know what you would call it, the like impressive frown, like the,
Yeah, I know.
you know, yeah, that face. He does that a bit. Good to know. Well, thank you, and I assume I'll be seeing you again.
Yes, hopefully shortly. I have no clue what those they've gotten up to there. Sometimes without the people who aren't part of the court, one of them kind of has the hots for someone, and sometimes causes them to get into some trouble.
Interesting. I know all about that. Perhaps we can talk about it when you come back.
Of course. And I head out to find my friends.
Sure. As you head out to find your friends, Alistair. Finally, sorry.
Can prestidigitation lock locks? I know thaumaturgy
Simple
can.
locks.
Thaumaturgy. Does thaumaturgy explicitly say that that's one of its abilities?
Yes.
Then I would say you'd need thaumaturgy to do so.
Fuck.
If it didn't explicitly say so, I'm kind of loosey-goosey with the prestidigitation, thaumaturgy, minor illusion sorts of things. But if one spell specifically says it can do one thing, then I assume you need that spell for it.
Gotcha. Alright, I'm gonna switch my voice back to Alistair.
Sure.
I'm gonna turn around and go, okay, I'm gonna cut the shit. Look him dead in the eyes.
What?
I want to hire him for a job. You answered way too fast to not know where the fuck he is or who the fuck he is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. So, I can either cast Zone of Truth and then we can talk like men, or
Where
you can
did your
talk like a
accent
man.
go? What's really going on here?
He just told you.
He's looking at like Bess and Six now. Who are you people?
Six is doing his best to look confused between the gnome and Alistair.
They
and he's going to
found
say,
me
What's
in the
going
forest.
on here?
They found me in the forest. I was attacked by the magic user. I think his skills are highly refined, and I'd like to hire him for a job.
I don't know anything about this magic user. I couldn't make that any more clear.
Can I-
would.
Can I tell if he's
Yeah.
lying outright when he says that?
You can make an insight roll as well.
I would love to do that. Oh.
There are very different things going on in our groups.
I mean, yeah, you. Hard to say. It's really all I got for you. It's hard to say. I mean, you genuinely can't tell if he's just kind of like bewildered and like, what the fuck? Or if he's just lying through his fucking teeth and poorly. I don't know anything about whoever you're showing me. I don't know who you are. If this man attacked you, I'm sorry, but I don't know anything about him.
Who is this
Well-
man, Tinker? I demand to know.
I demand you stop asking.
Are you demanding that because you know something that if you said it would get you hurt?
No, because you're yelling in my shop. Only I get to yell in my shop.
Well, what
I'd like to
about me?
lower my
huh?
voice.
What if I want to yell?
You don't get to yell!
I'd like to lower my
Why
voice
are
and
we not
apologize to
yelling?
him for yelling. See, I don't fucking... Big dicks. Big fat dicks.
What?
I'm trying to think. But,
Now, are you still interested in the spider? Or are you just here to yell at me about some man I've never seen before?
No, I'm very interested in the spider. I'm just trying to figure out if we can budget for it.
That's fine. That's none of my business. I suppose
Alright.
it's literally my business. Please
Can you
budget
tell
for
me
it.
what goes?
You
We're
have
doing our
any
best.
layaway plans?
I suppose.
Can you tell us what goes on next door at Wash Your Hands?
I don't need to wash my hands. I actually probably do.
No, the circus tent.
Try your hand.
Watch
At
your
what?
hands.
Yep. That crazy old coot with his bag, I don't know what he does. He tricks tourists with trinkets.
I knew I've run into him before.
Oh,
Trinkets?
is that who you're looking for?
No, we found him though.
Okay. Then you
What?
should go
All right.
find him next door then and leave.
And we'll be back, hopefully, to order a spider.
Okay.
All right. Okay. I leave. Alistair, what are you doing?
Seaman, fuck.
I do see man fuck.
I'm gonna nod, say apologies for barging in on you like that. If you're gonna, play dumb, then I guess I can't really do anything about it. And as he goes, I'm assuming he's gonna go, I'm not playing. I'm gonna put my finger up and stop him. And be like, we're gonna go find some other people in the town. And then, I might be back. And I give him a little kissy face. And then, in his head, he's gonna hear, you better talk later or else bad shit'll happen.
You see his eyes widen as you slightly turn around and leave. Okay.
And then I will leave.
As you guys walk out, conveniently, Doran also steps out of the cake smith.
Oh. I'm gonna head over.
And he is Doran again.
Ah,
So Six, you know how you told me that one time that you're part of the court of Direwood?
mm-hmm.
What was your title again?
That's a pretty good question.
Head honcho.
I can actually, you would know that. I will find it for you. I'll find that for you.
Okay.
So, Tinker guy knows something.
What does he know?
What does he know?
Something. He answered the question on if he knew that guy way too fast.
Oh,
Like,
straight,
Blazingly fast.
straight up, the guy, the baker, sends people to get muscle for jobs like that, but he doesn't normally deal with mercenaries or bounty hunters. Regardless, Six, what was that? I'm gonna wait for that because that's very important to what I'm gonna say. Do you think you would respond to one of the people's faces? Like if I was, again, Mallorin?
I'm sorry, Six. You were the co-advisor with the commander, / brewer / inventor.
That's right.
Huh, that's
And I was working on cryptographer.
Can we just call you advisor to the king?
I've never spoken to the king.
You're making this really hard, Six.
Well, you did talk to Sam a lot.
That's true. I suppose we could say that. Certainly.
Good. I'm gonna start taking my time to work on his paperwork. Actually taking my time with this one. So I might have told the guy, Berlin,
Yes.
the baker, that
Barrelin the baker. Yes.
Berlin the baker, that we are from the restorative court of Direwood. I am the lead pastry critic in the lands, and that I would like to hire him to help cater the big recrowning of the Direwood court.
Sure.
And
Yeah. No.
Coronation, you mean?
What?
The coronation, you mean?
Yes, that one. He says with actually a little more venom in his voice than I'm using because I can't be mean to Clara.
By the way, Blake, your
Right.
girlfriend is mean to me.
Yeah, I know. She's watching Gravity Falls right now, I believe.
Really?
Oof. Yeah, that's a tough one.
So
I forgive her.
okay.
But Claire, she's watching without you.
That's okay.
Well,
just
Clara
happy
was
for
just trying to get her
everybody
to
be
watch it.
enjoying
Clara has watched it 50,000 times.
But
Seriously, more times than I can count.
so now that we know that he knows things, I promised I'd bring the royal court I hang out with to taste it.
To taste the pie.
Yes. And we can talk more about the business.
Guys, this might be a job for me.
It's literally
Yeah.
only a job for you.
What about Bess?
Is she part of the court? I don't know who's part of what.
She was. She is part of the court.
I have a title,
It's true.
Which is, I think you were actually
which
the
is
Bess. You were
like the chief of medicine or something. I don't know.
the court cleric. So
Aha.
so court healer, mage, sort of deal.
Good. Well, I'm done forging sixes. Or is it really forging, or is it just coming up with their actual official
It's
paperwork that no
creating
one's
at this
come up
point.
with?
I suppose it is forging, but not in the illegal sense, technically, because there's no legality to govern it right now. So
What if I were to pay you a copper to create me some official paperwork?
At this point, I am just making them paperwork that looks extremely official because it's not forging.
All right.
Um,
Perfect.
And as I'm doing this, I'm like, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in there, and you're gonna try their pie and other pastries, and we're gonna talk and see if we can get more information out of them. Also,
Jordan, who's paying for these pies?
me.
Say no more.
I already gave him 2 platinum pieces.
Whoa,
So-
what?
Oh, it was a down payment for the catering.
And real fast before we go into this, Doran, why have you done this?
I could give you a lot of reasons. None of them would be true.
Name 3.
Honestly, I don't do very well on my own, and I panicked.
all right, Zelfer.
Say no more.
I have made it very clear that Doran does not do very well in his lives without someone to police him.
Say no more. Say no more. I think we can handle this from here.
Everything was honestly going really well, and I had no reason to break my cover.
Isn't Doran's entire backstory on doing really well with lies on his own? No, it's not. Never mind.
Nope, because he's always been with a group.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
When you're right, you're right, you're right, you're right.
When you're right, you're right. You're right.
Basically, I was afraid he was going to ask me questions about my family. The way he looked at me was just, hey, I have questions to ask you. And I don't have answers prepared. I was going to say my daughter's name is Clarice.
Okay.
You have a daughter?
No, but the man I was pretending to be does.
And what
He
is
yells
her name?
loudly
Was it
in the
not
street.
Clarice? Is that the problem?
I don't think I'm actually yelling. I'm just more
Okay.
talking like hushed
There's
anger.
like hushed yell, like no, but the other person I was pretending to be. Okay.
Well,
So-
you've accumulated some decent information, and if we have to pay for that information by eating delicious pastry,
And me actually paying for the
Fine.
pastries and the information there
Wait,
for
what kind of information are we looking for? Why are we? What?
he knows he's good at getting muscle. I think he's the middleman for illegal activities, or actually legal activities. He could actually probably get us some men to help us rebuild Direwood.
You
So
mean his pastries are that good?
either that or he just knows a lot of people. They're also really good pastries. I would spit at them.
Get
That one was
out.
for you, Holden.
Get out of here.
What?
God
I just
damn it.
that's exactly how you described it.
I said royalty wouldn't spit at the baker who brought it to them.
Yeah, and Doran likes to think himself as royalty.
I gave you an inch and you took fucking 8 miles is what you did.
But I have not used anything you said out of. I've used it out of context, but I've used it basically verbatim. Fuck you.
No, that's... Okay, you know what? Sure. You have used the same words. I'll give you that.
So we're gonna go in. We're gonna talk to him. And he hopefully will give us information. And in the long run, we've secured ourselves a caterer.
It is a win-win.
I certainly don't see a loss. So let's go take care of
It's
this.
costing me gold, and that's lost to me. Because as I have stated, I have no real connection to Direwood at the current moment. I think it'd be fun, and it's entertaining so far, but honestly, this was all because I was by myself.
We're with you now. Let's go.
Yes, my name is Doran, he knows that. Yep,
Okay.
I give a big
And
thumbs
you're
up.
the official pie taster.
Yes, and here's my paperwork, and I show my paperwork.
Ah,
It is... you said you were working on it a bit more just now, yeah?
Yeah, my main focus was getting theirs to look perfect,
Oh,
and then
have you created
tidying-
paperwork for them?
yeah, I said that.
Oh, okay.
But we didn't know if it was foraging because I'm not foraging. I just am making royal stuff.
What was Percival's title?
Percival
Confederate bills
was
are
the prince.
technically counterfeit.
He was Prince
Big
Percival.
muscle man.
Because I'm just making paperwork that says they're royalty, but we just said it wasn't foraging.
We can say it is as convincing as the one you made. It's like it doesn't look bad. You may
Can
perhaps
I help him
added the
with it?
yeah. Perhaps I'll say you could like add the crest to the top right, and a couple and like there a couple of things. You could make it
As I write 6, I kind of look down and go, I'm gonna need the last name.
I don't think you've told it to us, Doran.
No,
Oh wait, no, it's the third.
it's
It's
No, I
your
mean,
Celiac
last
disease.
name, Six.
Shit.
your last name. No one just official paperwork doesn't have one name.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Can you just write? I had a friend used to call me Mr. Six.
Say Vi.
Yeah, but
Why don't
Doran,
we
I
just
don't
make
have
it
one.
two initials? VI, just as initials.
Oh, you guys are difficult, but fine. We'll do it your way.
Vi the sixth.
Oh man.
I write 6. Head advisor to the king, or to King.
I like this. Thank you.
Would I know the king's name with my experience being around these people?
You would know the last king of Direwood was King Crafton.
I'd say the king because it's as far as I'm concerned, it's yet to be determined. And then I'd write the court cleric for Bess and go, and your last name, I guess.
You would probably want my full name for that, huh?
That's normally how these work.
Let me here. Where am I looking? Why don't you put on there Elizabeth Quinn Ellis?
I write Elizabeth Quinn Ellis.
Okay. With some mildly professional paperwork in hand. Just to clarify, you guys had official paperwork from the commander on this stuff when you went to priests. I don't know that you don't still have that.
I think we do.
I think you might still have that. Like there's
Okay.
I'll go ahead and pull it out and compare it to the ones that Doran made.
There is a, and then I take 6s, because Bess's says what it's supposed to say, right?
I'm going to be honest with you. The commander's looks less professional than yours and is only made to be more legitimate perhaps by his signature.
Why don't you just forge his signature on ours?
I look at it and go, I just forged his signature.
Make another forgery. Now this is a forgery. Now you can go ahead and make that forgery check again. I was waiting for one of you to mention, didn't we have paper? But like, I thought it was too funny.
Damn,
not to.
I was waiting.
Okay. 9. Okay. It's not your best work. It looks like it could have been his if he was in a hurry.
I kind of look at this and go,
You just show both of them.
no, because yours says something different.
Oh.
His
Now
does,
we can
his
show
does say
both of them.
co-advisor / brewer / inventor. Which one are you going with?
I would go with mine, but I also... I'm kind of looking down going, do I have time to try again? And I just kind of look around like a little frustrated because I'm normally better at this. And I just kind of go, we'll deal with it. And if he asks, we were in a hurry. 6, you got on his nerves.
It's possible I may have distracted you.
Me? Why would you? I don't know what you're... Okay.
Okay.
Because
So
the signature.
with paperwork in hand, you guys are heading back to the cakesmith.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of go and go. Oh, by the way, I also told him that someone not in the court had hots for him, and given I was thinking of Bess, but now Bess is part of the court. Alistair, you have the hots for 6. Good, good. And then I will walk in.
Wait, what?
I'm not sure how much we need to play that up.
God damn it.
Okay. So
You had a
I
fear of
imagine
him, I'd kill you.
those are the reaction. He's like, Alistair, you have the hots for 6, and then he walks in, and it's just, God damn it, you lay a finger on him, I'll kill you. And it's just all of that goes on, and then you guys walk in. It's really good. It's really good. Okay, as you guys walk in, there's the chime of the little bell
I
that
try to look a little official.
Okay.
I would have cleaned 6 up, like.
Okay, yeah, you they're not in. You guys aren't in your royal outfits, which I don't think you have on you anymore.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but
No, I think they got left during the battle. Yeah, they're like.
yeah, they were a little torn up anyway. But he prestidigitations you, and you all, all of you are dressed nice enough, not, whatever. But you walk in, and after a moment, the cake smith, as it were, walks out to the counter. Welcome to. Oh, you're back. I see you brought your friends this time. Drinking
This-
buddies.
I look at
This is 6. He is the royal advisor to the king.
Nice
A
to meet
pleasure.
you, I suppose. Right. Do I bow? Do I shake your hand? I've never really dealt with
we can
royalty
shake.
before.
That'd be great.
Okay. He reaches out his hand. And
All right.
And grabs yours and tries to give the firmest handshake. You can tell he's really trying to give you a firm handshake.
Does 6
Oh,
give a firm one
shit.
back? The firmest one he can?
I mean, no, not the firmest one. I don't want to break digits. No, I let him have the slightly firmer handshake in this
Okay.
in this moment.
Okay. See his confidence go up a little bit. He's like, yeah, right. Good to meet you. So
And then we have... As we,
wait. Before we went, I forgot to. I thought Doran was there when I did it. I would have let Doran know that in this town I'm Richard, not Alistair.
I nod, and then we have, as our friend, her friends call her, Bess, the royal court cleric.
court
I
cleric
curtsy.
Bess. He awkwardly bows a little bit. Good to meet you.
And then we have Richard.
Richard.
That's the one who has the hots for 6.
We call him Dick.
I look mildly surprised over at
And-
Richard.
And then there's a moment when I say this, when you look at Doran's face and you can see him think the thoughts. I said he had the hots for someone in the court. I could have just made him have the hots for Bess. Why did I do this?
You just see the gears turning in his head. He's like, wait a moment. You can see the wait a moment on his face, and he snaps back.
And then he's
And
like,
at this
Glared.
point, you're all looking. Yeah, this is quite a
I stink
performance.
eye at Alistair and Doran.
You know what? Roll a group performance check. I said this is a
We've
group
heard this.
performance, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, it is.
can I use deception?
You know what? You can use deception.
I've got enough performance for all of us.
I have enough deception.
Ah.
Wow, almost all above 20. Okay, we got 25, 21, 15, and 19. you guys, as you're sitting there doing this whole act that Doran just thrust you into, realize we're pretty convincing.
Well, I mean, how much of it is actually lying?
Like, it's pretty convincing. And
Alistair's like, yeah, how much of it is lying? He's just looking longingly at Six.
Barrelin stands there with his hands in his apron. So, I presume he filled you in on the little deal we've made?
Indeed.
Right. Would you like some pastries as part of the? Unless you'd like
Please,
to.
we would love to sample some pastries.
Right, of course.
Absolutely.
One moment. I already have a platter
And
prepared.
you have been paid, correct?
I've been paid in advance for something. To be frank, I don't know exactly
Excellent.
what, which is what
It
I'm
must
hoping
be
to find out.
the coronation.
I think that was mentioned. Yeah.
Good.
I'll be right back. He steps into the back and comes out with this large serving tray of what looks like.
In the time when he's gone, though,
Yes.
I want to point at Alistair. Say, don't do it. Don't.
The second he leaves, I turn to the group as well. Go, this is going well, and give 2 big thumbs up before I turn back and look more official. That normal moment of breaking character is the one's like,
Yeah.
this is
This guy leaves the room and immediately everyone's like, at each other.
and then he comes back and we're all standing straight again.
Yeah,
So,
precise. Camera pans to you guys, whatever, and it pans back to him coming back through, and it pans back to you, and you're all just straight and elegant again. All right, he comes out with this large serving tray filled with like flat pastries with icing around the sides and different berry fillings in the center. And he brings them out and he pulls a couple extra chairs over to one of the small tables and sets the platter down on the table that fits perfectly. It's kind of like a little coffee shop type setting at this point. And he says, "Have a seat, please." And he sits down, and he says,
Before I say this looks amazing, I should be the first one to tell you that Direwood could stand to be a sweeter place. And then I
right.
I make a point to pull out Bess's chair for her before she sits down.
Oh,
Very
thank you,
royal,
Doran.
yeah. And then I pull out Six's as well before he sits down.
Thank you.
man.
And I gesture to a chair and go, Richard.
Seeing this as you all sit down and Richard has to pull out his own chair, Barrelin looks to all of you, not Richard, and says, "So, what exactly is his position? I must ask."
Doran.
Moral
Are you,
support.
are you speaking of Doran or of
No,
Richard?
No, I'm speaking
Hey.
of Richard.
I fucking hate all of you. You guys are all such shitheads.
Richard is a very good friend.
Right. No royal
He-
position, but
he wishes to be more than friends, but he is a very good friend.
I have to admit, it's very odd that you're so open about this. Is this some sort of...
A royal
I would
position
like-
is not off the table.
What I
Bess
would
is
love to
glowering.
do
loudly.
at this point is mentally connect with the Pie Man
Yeah.
and just say it's a load of shit. They bully the fuck out of me.
Okay, it's you're all kind of answering at once. You see Barrelin kind of look around and look directly at Alistair,
Alistair just smiles.
his mouth wide open. Right. Well, so it's a business then. Please enjoy. These are just samples and not my best work, of course. Your friend here sampled one of my best, but they will do for business talk. So I have been given
So-
20 gold worth in advance. This platter would maybe be 2 gold, if that. What exactly are you looking for?
Answer me this question, if you don't mind. A cakesmith that makes pies?
I also make cakes. I just thought Cakesmith was a neat name.
Fabulous. I'm
What
all
is
for
your-
this.
what is
Please
your name,
continue.
Cakesmith?
What was that, Beth?
What is? Did he already introduce himself by name?
He has not introduced himself. Oh no! When he shook his hand, when he shook your hands and bowed and everything, this is Bess, Berlin.
Mhm.
This is Six, Berlin.
Okay, thank
Did
you.
I
Barely,
say
yeah.
that? I might not.
No,
have
I
mentioned
do
that.
remember Barrelin. At
Anyway,
this point.
yes, he would have introduced
Okay.
himself, and so he says, "So what exactly are you looking for?"
Doran? Perhaps you
Yeah.
could explain what we're looking for?
Well, we're going to be looking for, well, to restore a court in, I mean, even yourself thought it was a joke, in a long dead kingdom.
Right. I'm still not quite clear on why a city that is being rebuilt, retaken, whatever is happening, needs a baker.
Well,
Truly,
But
right
frankly,
could
now,
stand.
we are in the process of reclaiming the city and rebuilding it. And in order to boost the morale of citizens of Direwood, and in order to restore their faith in us as the authority, we really like to throw up a very large celebration, a coronation, and only the finest of pastries will do for this event.
And
thinking
I
ahead.
don't mind
okay.
telling you, that Direwood could stand to be a bit of a sweeter place.
Right,
I
the
look at
same
Doran.
joke as earlier. Very good.
I
he
lean
does the
close-
same kind of like fake laugh. Right, yeah, you said that.
as after Six says that, I lean in close to him and whisper, "He's royalty, so he thinks he's really funny, and we all have to laugh."
Of course. I've heard horrible things, so a little sweetness sounds like a great idea.
You think our city is horrible?
No, that's not at all. Well, maybe currently, but what I'm saying is, if you're trying to bring it back, a little sweetness would do. I've just heard stories.
Speaks his mind.
What's that?
I like a man that speaks his mind. Please,
You see him like looking
fine.
really nervous, and you lean back and go, "Oh, I like a man to speak." And he's like, oh. Right.
We recognize that Direwood has been pardon my language, a shithole.
I nod solemnly.
And what would really help, as Miss Beth said, to boost morale and kind of help get people back on our side would be wonderful pastries and a wonderful man who can show that there's still good in the world and not everything is rat meat.
Oh,
And Doran,
so the
you know
rumors
what I
are
always
true.
say about Direwood.
Yes, I do know what they say about Direwood. It could stand to be a little sweeter.
That's correct.
Right.
You don't have to laugh at his jokes. We all know he's not funny.
Right. So, when would this be?
Doran,
The timing is not quite yet figured out. Hence why we're paying in advance.
Right. Why are you answering all the questions if he's the advisor?
He's advisor to the king, and I don't think the king eats a lot of pastries.
I would think a king would. You know what? Not my place.
He's more of a meat and stew kind of guy.
Rat meat and stew kind of guy?
I mean, that's what we've been.
Wait, is there a king of Direwood right now? Who is the king? I've heard nothing of a king. I mean, not since Crafton.
Doran's like,
Would Six or Bess know what to say here, like who the next in line for royalty would be?
You would know Percival was named Prince. You would know Sam was officially. Let me double check here. But Sam
Bitch.
on the trip to Priest was referred to as king for the sake of the mission.
But
Mhm.
Why don't
didn't we find Crafton?
Mm-hmm.
we did eventually find Crafton.
You did,
Um,
and he is still there. And you guys have not inquired to his condition.
The Crafton family is in charge.
Still? Are they still around?
Again. And yes, they are still around, as it turns out. Still around.
Huh. I suppose that shouldn't be too surprising.
I get it wrong.
Right. Well, so is it
We
still
are
the same
attempting
king?
to use as much. I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't mean to interrupt. Royalty, please go ahead.
Oh, I was simply stating that we are attempting to use as much of the old regime ruins of of Direwood to rebuild. So,
Quite
where we
sensible.
can keep an old king, we're gonna give that a shot.
All right, I can go with experience. I see. So, do you have any idea how large this order would be? What would you like? Would you like pastries, cakes, pies? I do a lot.
Well, perhaps we should taste first, and then we could put together an order.
By all means, have some of the pastries. Look now, there are cinnamon pastries with icing. There's all sorts of berry flavors. There are some herbed flavors.
Has Bess ever eaten anything this nice? Oh
No.
yeah, in the castle.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You might have had something along these lines in that fucking in that little 24-hour vacation you had. 2 days in a row having some of the best food of your life.
No.
Not bad at all.
I pick up
we
a
could get
cinnamon
used to this.
pastry.
You are holding a cinnamon pastry.
I eat it.
You take a bite. It's pretty good. Like 8 out of 10. Could be a 9 out of 10 if it was a bit more fresh.
Speaking around a mouthful of pastry, I say, Doran, you mentioned perhaps you could help us another way as well.
Yes, and this is the real reason we actually brought Richard. Richard knows a lot about the underground. Richard.
Uh-huh. You see him get a bit more serious and kind of lean back in his chair.
Oh. Why have you done this to me tonight? Elaborate on underground. You mean literally under the ground?
I mean,
You see you see Barrelin kind of narrow his eyes a little bit.
you see Doran kind of wipe his face and kind of look exasperated. Richard, that was me making a mistake, not
No, that was Doran
Fair?
making a mistake.
fair. You are the most well versed in activities that the crown doesn't know about.
This is true. My father does run the bar at the New Republic, is what they're calling themselves. I don't know if you know much about them.
You see his eyebrows raise a little bit at the mention of that?
Ah, you do know.
I'm aware of the New Republic.
Well, my dad is the bartender. He's pretty fucking cool, but, you know,
I've never met him personally, but I'll take your word
that's a
for it.
shame.
He's really cool.
He also worked... No,
We once watched
inquired
him
someone.
wash the same cup with the same rag for like 2 days straight.
It's his strong suit.
Thrilling stuff in Direwood these days.
We found ourselves with some time on our hands.
Right, in between hiring pastry chefs and eating rat stew.
Don't knock it till you try it. I give a thumbs up.
We're actually looking... I don't know, an extra muscles would be nice to help rebuild. But on the same token, you hire more... I was only told that you were able to help with some muscles for rebuilding. I'm not sure what kind of muscles that entailed.
Well, I mean, rebuilding, odd jobs, mercenary work.
Get over it. We're looking for the mean ones. You know.
Well, if you're looking for the mean ones, look no further than the New Republic.
I mean,
Those
I've seen
pussies.
some pretty mean ones. I got my shit rocked the last night or two ago by this guy, and I have no idea who he was. He came at me completely blindsided.
Oh, that's the one your friend mentioned. Yeah, I heard about that. You must be... I'm sorry to hear. You look fine.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm fine now, but it
Interesting.
blew me apart. It absolutely, dismantled my magic and everything.
Oh,
Honestly, kind of impressive.
interesting. I don't have many
He's a magic
mages come
user.
through. Usually just big, muscly men like myself who like to swing swords around.
If I showed you a picture of him, would you possibly know him? Because honestly, I want to maybe hire him for a job in the future.
You would like to well, that is the nature of the business. You could show me.
I'll do the same prestidigitation trick.
All right. He looks at it, looks for a moment. Can't say I know him. I might have dealt with him in the past. Doesn't ring any bells immediately.
Now, I forget, but Doran would remember where the guy said they were from.
Gloucester.
Gloucester? Is that right?
They
Holden?
were from Gloucester.
That
They
is
said
where that is where the one you captured said
That's
he and
right. It
Marilyn
was just
were from.
him. I forget I wasn't a group of Gloucesterians. Gloucesterians?
Well, you don't know whether it was or not. All you
Gloucester.
know is that for sure those two were from Gloucester.
I believe a few of the group were from Gloucester. Do you deal with people from there often?
Not too
Gloucesters?
often, but they blow through every now and then. A lot of pirate types coming from that area.
Pirate types.
Yeah,
How amusing.
swashbucklers. They got their fancy automatic bows with the little balls over there. You know.
They've got automatic bows and little balls.
Amusing.
Not what I meant, but sure. Yeah, you ever seen one of those long sticks? It makes a loud sound like an explosion, and it launches one of those little metal balls.
A firearm.
Sticks.
Is that what they call them? Sure.
What are
Isn't
they
that
called?
what they
in
were,
this?
Six? A firearm?
Say it one more time. Ah, yes, I believe. And I'll go ahead and pull out my modified pistol.
Oh, that is one of them. I
Yes.
sounded quite silly trying to describe it when you had one. I apologize.
No, you were
ah,
actually very accurate.
You were.
What does the modified pistol look like? Is it just like a pistol with modification?
it's like a flare gun that's kind of been. Well, it still fires the flares, so it just kind of looks like a flare gun.
It kind
but
of
it's
looks like a
modified on the inside.
funky, smaller pistol. Like imagine the flintlock, but even smaller. But like on the end, instead of a wide barrel for the flares, there's like there's a little welded-on modification with that brings it to a smaller barrel for bullets.
Gotcha.
Pew!
So, would you be able to get us in contact with some of these pirates?
I thought you needed muscle to rebuild. Is that not what you're looking for?
Are
Well,
pirates weak men?
No,
I don't
but
know
I
much about
could
them,
certainly
but-
find you some more less unsavory types for construction purposes.
Yes, and I think we're going to go with that when it comes down to it. But we also, my friend Richard would like to find the man who attacked.
Like I said, I don't really know.
If he
him
doesn't have any
specifically.
leads, he doesn't have any leads.
Guiding us to a man from Gloucester might be a lead in and of itself.
I could certainly try. I'd have to send out some letters. It would take some time, but I haven't had any pass by here recently.
Well, perhaps.
Are you the only one in town who has these connections?
Not for me to say.
Tinker guy was a bit on edge when I asked him about it.
All right, fine. He is aware of the dealings. Sometimes he helps me out. He's the only other one.
He seemed to recognize the picture. He said no very quickly.
Well, he's a skittish one. I wouldn't be surprised.
Gnomes,
I
am I
think that he
right?
was a gnome.
Would he do dealings without you?
Well, not that I'm aware of. I am the face that everybody recognizes, but I suppose he could. Wouldn't bother me too much.
Because you have no recollection of this man, correct?
Correct.
And he responded no very quickly.
Yeah, I suppose he could have.
Is he perhaps double dipping on you?
I suppose he could be. Again, I wouldn't be too bothered by it. Frankly, I'm not too sure. He knows more people than I do. And so sometimes he puts people in contact with me. I'm the one who wheels and deals and gets the jobs. If he had his own little side business, I wouldn't be too concerned. Probably not as good as mine.
Doubtless.
Interesting.
Okay, now on to the point of rebuilding. How many of these men would they be against killing rats?
I mean, If you want men who are willing to fight, I've heard of the 12-foot tall rats. Is that true? Are there 12-foot tall rats in Direwood?
They
Some
are
of them.
big.
Some
Most of them are smaller than that.
Are we talking like normal-sized rat, person-sized rat?
Small.
Well, they
people.
range.
No.
Bess was a fairly small rat.
Indeed, I was.
Right. If you want men who will fight monsters, that's a different story. I don't know how many of them would actually want to help build afterward, but I could find you some. Off the top of my head, though, I don't know these men's schedules. I could probably get you anywhere between 20 and 30 of them within a week or so, or whenever you need them.
And that would run us.
If it's just construction, probably about 3 silver a day per. So
All right.
you're talking 60 to 90 silver a day for 20 to 30 builders. But they would be some of the toughest men for the job you could get.
And then if we're thinking killing as well.
If you're thinking killing as well, that narrows the list down to maybe a dozen or so. And they'd probably run you a gold per day. Maybe more.
Have you heard of a man named Durathil?
Durathil. Cat fella.
Yes.
Yeah, I know Durathil. Durathil. Yeah, I know the guy.
Interesting.
He's my brother.
Right. Yeah.
You know, every time you and Beth speak, you lower our credibility.
I thought I did a good job at the beginning.
You did.
And then Six opened his mouth.
And the thing is, we're not lying. And you just make it seem like we are. Oh.
Six is my most problematic favorite.
You watch, he just kind of rubs his nose. So Dorn's like, all right. So,
What about Durathil? Are you looking for him?
no, I like to know where my wires are crossed.
Oh, so you know him personally. That's good.
Yes,
He's
he is actually brother. They call each other brothers because him and Six are very close.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that
Very
was another joke. That's interesting. I'll let him know next time I see him that your warmest greetings.
I would appreciate that. I do not see him nearly as much as I would like to.
I think most people don't see him very much.
Their mother got him in the divorce. Doran says with a smile, trying to make it seem like that was a joke.
Right. He's a sneaky one, though. Usually I only see him briefly. He asks if I got anything. I tell him what I got, and he's on his way.
Sounds like my brother.
So would you like for me to start sending out messages to these people, letting them know that the royal court themselves are looking for some hired muscle?
Yes, just give us a rough estimate of how many people would be willing to help with both construction and killing, and then for each, so we can budget.
Okay, there's going to be a lot of correspondence. I don't.
Yes, we have time, so there's no worry on that end of it.
Good. Could
And then-
Richard do his mind thing he did to me again? I don't like it, but it would be faster.
We could reach
For
back
what?
to.
You spoke in his mind earlier,
Yeah.
and he has no idea that it's not a long distance thing.
Oh. No, that's very proximity based.
Right.
I could reach back to you a week from now if you'd like.
That would be perfect. That was
See where you're at?
exactly my suggestion. If you can do that, by all means, get back to me in about a week, and I will have an estimate for you on both cost and numbers.
Thank you.
Manpower, as well as. Do you know the easiest way to reach out to Durathil?
I have no idea. I never reach out to him. He finds me.
Good, okay. I just wanted to know if we didn't have to cast that same magic, because honestly, Durathil, you would say, is very well versed in this type of dealings.
I would say he's probably well connected, but to be perfectly honest, I don't know him that well personally.
Well, if we're trying to get down to find who attacked my friend here, we might have to reach out to him.
I wouldn't be surprised if he knew. No, actually I would, because if he knew and he is as close to your friend here as you say, he'd probably already have killed them.
Fair. But a lead is a lead.
Sure.
Now, I want a freshly baked strawberry rhubarb pie for my friends to enjoy what I think is a phenomenal dish and fantastic in every sense of the word. How much is that going to run me?
A fresh one? I mean, if you'd like to use the down payment, it's already paid.
No, this one I'll pay out of pocket.
If you want it baked right now, I could have it done in about an hour, and it'd be, for you, 5 gold.
I will hand him 6.
Okay. He will take it. He says, I'll get started on it right away.
In an hour, you say. We'll be back if you don't mind us taking a stroll to go talk to the tinkerer for a little bit.
Of course. Good luck. I'll have that ready for you in an hour. Thank you so much for your business. And, stay safe out there.
Well,
Thank you for your time.
And he stands up, takes whatever is left on the tray. He picks the tray up and starts bringing it back. And you hear him start to yell, "Honey, we got an order for it." He's yelling about the order for the rhubarb pie. Yeah.
All right. I kind of stand up, dust myself off, clean the table with prestidigitation,
Lovely.
make it spotless.
Yeah.
Push in my chair and kind of wipe my chair down a little bit. The type of customer you'd love to see up person.
Yeah, exactly.
will.
The best kind of customer.
The customer you never see.
Hey, when I'm there, rarely, I take care of it. To the best of my ability. Unless Holden's working, because fuck Holden.
Fair enough.
A solid philosophy.
I kind of dust myself off and kind of go, well, we have someone else to go and talk to. Also, we probably shouldn't mention the fact you were at that often. It does kind of really hurt our credibility.
That was my bad.
Yeah. I've just got to say, if you're a strange person, you told me, hey, my friend was once a rat. I trust you marginally less.
So you guys, you're talking about this as you leave. Are you heading right to Tinker and Sons?
I believe so.
The very first thing. Sorry, I'm shouting. I'm in the kitchen pouring myself some water.
Ooh, give me a glass.
Can I have one too?
I'm not gonna get it there before it evaporates. Sorry, guys.
Before it evaporates.
I bet if you were to take a cup of water and put it in your car and drive to Minnesota, it would still be there.
Maybe, but I'm not gonna be able to do that in that amount of time. So
Just send it in the
Anyway.
post.
Yeah, fill an envelope up with water and just send it.
again, the evaporation thing I think is gonna be an issue.
Oh yeah, shit, you're right.
Would the post office take a soaking wet envelope?
No.
They would probably stamp it with one of those received in damaged condition stamps and just file it through, and it wouldn't be filled with water. You just get a sopping wet thing in the mail.
Okay. The
Please
first thing
refill
I
this
say.
when you put it in his mailbox.
Dehydrated water. Just add water. Um,
Ha!
Ready?
Doran. First of all, this guy would have fixed that fucking spider. I'm just gonna leave that on the table where it is. We don't need to talk about it. We don't need to address it again. Number 2.
You could have gotten the fucking spider. Here, be my fucking guest. But we teleported through a fucking book, and it's gone.
I feel
I don't
like
even-
teleportation would have been a good way to get it here. That's just me. In any case,
I think the forest would have hated you, and that would have caused us issues.
You
we'll
know,
never know.
while they're talking about that,
Arguing
I think Bess is
loudly.
gonna start going to try your hand.
Okay.
That is also where I would like to head. Does Bess should remember this guy, right? Or remember the setup? No. Was he not in the caravan?
It's reminiscent
Was
of
this
that.
the one that told the creepy
Okay.
fortune?
No, I think this is the one who threw a mind dagger into 6.
Holden?
It's reminiscent. It's reminiscent of the
Reminiscent.
caravan one, who
Okay,
gave you the
alright.
freaky fortunes.
Well then, if it's not the same, I'm still interested. I'm just not going to play it the
Beeline.
same way.
Okay.
Let's head in.
Okay. Are you all heading in as a group then?
I'd pause outside and go, I'm gonna go in first. And I look like Menlin?
Marilyn.
Malrin.
Maryland.
Is it Mallorin? Sorry,
That's
I
what I
literally
have-
came up with a name on the spot because I needed one.
It's Malrin because
Malrin.
dude.
All right.
Which it's like the third name we have that has an M-A-L start and then just ends differently. But okay.
True.
Malcolm.
Malcolm
Fourth.
Mallorin. Yeah, actually, I've never noticed that when I have to come up with a name on the spot, it has like a 1 in 3 chance of starting with M-A-L. Interesting.
Fuck you. Wait, Malcolm's name came up with on the spot? That was the first session. That name should have been planned.
Should have been.
Dude, what the fuck? I'll make fun of you for that
This is
later.
my very first session. Okay, I wasn't.
I
My
will
notes
make
said
fun of you.
like the mage in the tavern. I was like, oh god, he needs to have a name. Oh no, I remember that very specifically.
I will make
That's
fun of you for that later.
It's okay.
I
I
love it.
deserve it.
I love it.
So I look like Mallory. and I
Okay, you
will-
look like Mallorin. You head in,
Oh,
and is everyone gonna let him go in alone first?
I
Maybe it
followed
goes
right
back-
after him.
I would have told him to wait.
But will
Oh,
they?
you did? Okay. How long? Did you tell us how long?
Give me 2 minutes.
All right, go ahead.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3
Okay.
Mississippi.
As she starts
4.
counting, you head inside, and it's a very dark little hut. And actually, as you step inside, it appears much larger inside than it appeared outside. But you can see the same patterned sort of canvas walls on either end of you. And it looks like... Oh, go ahead.
You finish.
Okay. And it looks like instead of, this roundish caravan-esque hut, he's counting. It looks instead like a 50-foot long by 10-foot wide tent.
Wait.
Illuminated. Yes?
We're going to the Tinkers, I thought.
No?
Try your hand.
Yeah, I thought
Try
we
your
were going
hand.
right back to the Tinkers.
Oh,
I wouldn't have gone in as I would have gone into the Tinkers as Mallorin.
No, they
My
said
apologies.
try your hand several times.
Oh, I thought we were pushing that off until after we dealt with the
I
I
also thought it was.
I
Tinkers,
thought
my
so as
bad.
well, but then they said try your hand, and I was
Alright.
like, okay, because Beth
I
said she was
think
going
Bess
there.
made the comment that she just wanted to go there while we were
Yes,
arguing,
Bess
and then
made the
everybody else was like,
comment-
"Yeah, let's go."
Bess made the comment that she was going there, and then Six was like, cool. And so I was like, I
Oh.
guess that's where you guys are going.
I would have walked off then by myself to head towards the Tinkers before, because my whole game plan of what I'm gonna do there.
What are you guys doing?
Alistair is going to Tinkers.
So is Doran.
Are we splitting up
Beth-
then?
Yes, we've been there. What do you say? Do you want to go with them, or do you want to check out the tent?
Tent.
All right, I'll stay with Bess.
Best in Six, what you see as you enter is this larger inside tent, illuminated by small purple orbs floating around. And ahead of you, sitting crisscross on a little rug, surrounded by tinier orbs floating around him, and little trinkets and dream catchers and all sorts of little paranormal paraphernalia, as it were. You see him. The same guy. The scraggly, long, thin-haired man sitting there. It's kind of hard to see because it's dark, but you recognize the voice as it cackles out. So good to see you once again.
Yes, we're back. How are you?
It's been quite a while. Oh, I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking. How are you?
I mean, so far so good. Honestly, at the moment, we've got some new friends.
Good,
We're-
good.
we're
Come
some
closer
friends.
then. Come closer. I sense many questions for
Yeah, I got a few.
which you seek answers. Now, please come. And you see like this long gangly arm extend from the seated position and kind of wave toward. Do you guys step toward him?
I look to Bess. I see what she's doing.
I step forward.
Okay.
Say,
As-
you gave me a
I'll
bad fortune, my dude.
A bad fortune in what sense would that be?
It was a bad fortune.
In what sense, my dear?
In the sense that it was a bad fortune. I
Hmm.
say, sitting down in front of him.
Very well. What can I do for you today? Are you here to try your hand?
I hate how you said that. It upset me on a visceral level. Try again.
I won't.
I liked it.
6?
Yes. Yeah.
Good. Good.
This is rock, paper, scissors.
He pulls out from behind him 6 what you recognize as a bag of holding.
Okay.
10 gold. And you may reach your hand in and keep whatever you pull out.
Thanks,
If we
G-Man.
if we get injured by something in the bag, do you give us back our gold?
Wow. So many questions. No.
All right. One more time here. I will hand over some gold.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
As you hand it over, the one hand holding the bag of holding out stays there, this long, like, veiny, scraggly hand. And the other one, with speed that scares 6, sweeps the 10 gold away and pockets it.
My goodness.
Like a flash of arm appears and just it's gone.
6 is a little aroused.
He pulls
Ready.
his hand back out. Please go ahead. And he opens the bag slightly.
All right. And part of this is only because I don't really remember last time that well. I reach in.
Okay. Well, you've never done this before.
No, not this.
You may roll a D100.
Oh boy.
It's a 7.
I hope it's a squid.
Can I
Might be a
roll my
6.
actual D100 that I have holding?
You could if you really wanted.
57s.
Okay.
93.
You reach your hand in and you grab the first thing you find.
Uh-huh.
Actually, do you grab the first thing you find? Or would you like to feel around and roll again?
Is it? Can you tell me what it feels like? Like, the only reason I would grab something else if it was
By
like,
feel.
oh, it's
Fair enough.
alive, or something.
The first thing you grab is circular. You kind of feel a bit glass, some sort of jar, perhaps.
I take it.
Okay, you pull it out, and there's a rattling from within it. And you will make that sound as you pull out a jar of teeth,
Oh,
Like,
ew. Oh,
halfway
God.
filled with teeth that seem to be clattering around on their own.
They're moving
up,
on their own.
Yep, clicking up against the glass jar.
I know someone that would have loved this.
Send it in the post.
Oh my God, I see Jason.
Hey! What just happened? We're all good. Except Alistair, but... Anyway.
Right, so you
Hello.
now have a small jar of moving teeth.
Moving teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Ew.
Bouncing around in there
They-
like popcorn being popped, bouncing off the jar.
What?
My little jumping bean type teeth.
Little
Alright.
jumping bead teeth. Yep.
Thank you, I say.
A deal's a deal.
Bess?
Would you like to try your hand, Elizabeth?
There's no actual D100. It's just 100 different types of teeth. Some jump, some can do nothing.
Yeah, I will. I hand over.
Okay. And again, with a flash, it's gone.
Ugh.
Please, go ahead. And he pulls
I
open.
put.
Yep.
Oh, I put my hand in, whispering, "Please don't be teeth. Please don't be teeth. Please don't."
Roll a D100. Roll a 57, roll a 57, roll a 57, roll a 57.
No!
Okay.
It's more teeth, Holden.
No!
Okay. You start feeling around. And the first thing you feel has a sort of bowl shape to it. And it feels ashy. As if there's something kind of sticking to your fingers as you feel it. Would you like to keep feeling around, or would you like to take it?
I want to keep feeling around.
Roll a D100 again.
My internet's shitting out on me. It's so fucking
Oh.
bad right now.
Sorry, dude.
Please don't be teeth.
The next thing you feel is very
Tooth-like.
paper-like. Yeah, teeth-like. Paper-like. And you as you run your hand along it, it feels like a stack of paper, but it's smaller than a normal sheet of paper or parchment would be.
I'll take it.
Okay. You grab, and as you can feel they're like bound by some sort of twine, and so you grab you feel around for it. You grab the twine, you pull it out, and as it emerges, you hear the voice once more. You'll no longer need my fortune telling. And you see that you've pulled out an incredibly decorated deck of tarot cards.
Really?
Mm-hmm. With
The
the
deck of many things.
with the theme of death. Every card has some sort of reaper or skeleton, bones, fire, something along those lines.
That is cool as fuck.
And they are like ornate, like it looks like something you would get in modern day, how well they are printed and how well they are painted, rather. This is like fine craftsmanship for the time.
Can we cast detect magic on those?
Oh, sure. I cast detect magic on the cards.
You attempt to cast detect magic, and it does not go.
Oh, that's right. We're enough.
Did I waste my spell slot?
You did.
Fuck.
Sorry, Bess.
It's okay.
All right. Can I play one more time? Is there anything in this bag worth the 10 gold? I say.
Of course. Everything's worth something to someone.
Okay, one more time.
Okay, you hold out the 10 gold
it's kind
again.
of fun.
This time,
And
the hand
gold
very
coming
slowly reaches out and just brushes up against your palm as it pulls the 10 gold away.
Ew.
Is it cold? Is it moist?
It is not moist.
Does it feel like teeth?
It is not cold, but it is not warm.
All right. Here we go.
Okay. 47. Okay. You reach your hand in, and you feel something probably similar to what Bess felt. A stack of paper something, or parchment something, bound by twine.
I'll take it.
Okay, you pull out, and I can't... it's really funny that you got this. Similarly, not tarot cards, but playing cards. Very, very intricately painted, where each, instead of where the king, you know, it's two faces of the king on the king card, facing opposite directions. It is like a reaper in a black hood. Instead of a sword, he's holding a scythe. That sort of decor, instead of playing cards. A set of very fine death-themed playing cards.
Macabre.
Macabre
Alright.
would be good, yeah.
Well, thank you for these.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. Ha 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 ha.
Mockery does
we have-
not suit you, dear.
Yes, it does. You don't need to lie to me.
So
It's
much
true.
personality, so wasted.
Well, all right. I guess we'll be out.
You will be, for now. For now.
We have some friends. We'll send them to your creepy sack grab.
Good.
Holden,
Okay.
I want to call it creepy sack grab now. Please rename the
Welcome to the creepy sack grab. Please grab my creepy sack.
I think it would draw a lot less customers.
Do you know how hard it was to hold that together while I said that in that voice? Oh, okay. Right, so you
Hold
guys
it.
leave?
Want to go
Yes.
to carnival with me?
Yeah.
Sure. What are we doing there? Oh, the creepy sack grab. Nope, not going. I'm sorry, man.
Oh, my sides hurt. Right. So, while this is happening, Doran and Alistair,
Yes.
you make your way to Tinker and Sons.
I look like Malrin.
You sure do.
I look at Alistair. Give me a little bit.
Okay, I will link up Telepathic channel and just say, let me know when you want.
I nod and I open, and when I get in there, I'm gonna
You
slam
don't get
the
in
door
there.
open. It's locked.
Very locked. It's about 3 p.m.
I knock.
You sure do.
I'm trying to scratch my head. I knock angrily.
You sure do.
Seeing this, I'm going to walk around the building and try to find a rear entrance or a side entrance.
Okay. You walk around, and there are several windows with that are barred. The only other possible... Actually, make an investigation check.
Oh. I'll investigate. It's so fucking good.
Oh, wait. Do you need me to roll that? No. Okay. 9.
No, I'm back.
Yeah, there are several barred
I did not
windows.
investigate.
Yeah.
By the way.
There are several barred windows. If there are any other entrances, you're not quite sure of where they would be.
Is there a window near the door?
There's one facing out.
And the bars are on the outside, so I couldn't break it pretty easily.
Correct.
Would a dagger get in there to break the window?
It might.
I heard Mallorin say something, right? Like enough that I could mock his voice.
You were not around for the interrogation, so no.
Mallorin was dead before the interrogation.
Oh, right, other guy. I don't think Mallorin said much. He was unconscious during most of your interaction with him.
There was no whimpering noise, so I at least got tone of voice.
You might have gotten a tone of voice at some point during the battle, maybe. Sort
Then I will
of.
mock
You would not be able to
tone.
mimic it perfectly.
No, but I can mock the tone pretty on point.
As far as you're aware.
Okay. In that, I start being, "Hey, I know you know where the fucking wizard is. He left me there to die. Open the fucking door."
Moment passes. And then another. Clink, chink. And then the gnome peeks out from the door. What are you doing here?
Where the fuck is he? He left me there to die.
I don't know where he is. There was mission failed as soon as I didn't know any of you were alive. Come in.
I'm going to cast my 6th level spell.
Which is?
I'm going to go around the side of the building to make sure that he can't see me.
Uh-huh. This is like while you're investigating, so I assumed you were nearby.
Damn. I wouldn't
You
know
would
then.
hear the voices.
And I would say in my head, I'm going in.
You have the you have the connection.
Okay, I'm going to go over there then. Oh, sorry, 5th level spell. And I'm going to cast Mislead. And I'm going to make sure my body's out of sight. I'm going to go invisible, and I'm going to follow him in.
You sure do. Alrighty. So you kind of just sit the body down in a little nook outside the building and hide it as best you can as you quickly rush around invisibly and step inside with apparently Mallorin and Tinker. As you guys step inside, he looks around, shuts the door, and locks the 4 locks again. What the hell happened out there?
No one fucking told us they were that talented.
Listen, I hear about the jobs. I give them out. I didn't know. Who else is alive?
I think the mage was the one who fucking left us there for dead.
There were 7 of you total.
Yeah.
They were that good.
And?
Who the fuck are these people?
The fucker with the ponytail is fucking mind magic.
The fucker with the ponytail. Mind magic.
Yeah, he's got this. I know Alistair's hair color, right? What is it?
It's silver.
He's got this fucking black hair. I don't fucking know. And the one with the highest bounty, that man fucking fucking pulled someone out of the air.
Are you sure his hair was black? Please tell me you're sure his hair was black.
Yeah, it was black. Why?
There's a shifty group here today who's looking around for the mage as well, and one of them almost fits that description. He did some mind shit, but he had silver hair.
No, probably someone who just I don't fucking know. My magic isn't that hard to come by from what I've gathered.
I sure hope so, because if they're here, I'm very scared.
Why? You just said you don't fucking know where anyone is.
Right, but they're on to me.
Unless you're lying to me.
I'm not lying to you. I don't know where. That's why I'm scared. It's because there's nobody here to protect me. I just give the
I'm gonna
jobs.
go back into Doran's and just say, "Let me know when. This is great."
I'll ask back. How long does that last?
Up to an hour.
Noted. Listen. Do you have any clue who gave us this fucking job? I need to find that fucking mage.
Of course I know who gave the job, but I can't just... I can't just give that information
I
out.
get really close.
I
I have a I put the paper, my portrait, and put it on the ground, on the table in front of us. I have a fucking family, man. And that man just left me for dead.
Hold on. This is not an illusion. You physically do look like Mallory right now. So there's
Yes,
no roll
I do.
to... All right. Now I picked up some dice, put them right back down.
There's no illusion whatsoever.
Roll intimidation with advantage.
Because Alistair's helping me? I'm kidding.
No, it's because you're already intimidating him. 18. Okay. Listen. If I tell you, I'm dead. Okay. They're in Direwood, and I didn't tell you, but they have to do with the New Republic. That's what you look around there for people giving jobs, and you'll find them.
How's this? They're looking for the mage, the people around here who scare you?
Yeah.
Simple as this. I hire them. No one knows you told me.
You hired this group?
Yeah, I tell them, hey, I know where the mage is. I can give you some gold to go find him.
Shouldn't they be trying to kill you?
They have no, not the group we attacked. The group who's in town right now.
You're sure they're different people? It
I was
really links up.
there.
Yeah, and you guys failed. You don't know where they went.
But I saw their fucking faces.
Okay. If you're sure, if these people will do it, sure.
No one knows it was you. No one tells you these things.
He looks around the empty room. I don't know her name. I don't know her real name. She's just called the Queen.
God damn it.
At this, I go, now.
I would like. So is he? How is this? Are they on either side of the bar? Is like the desk?
No, so the way this room is laid out, and there's that like low bar, the counter, on the far side of the room from the front door. Otherwise, there's just walls and various furniture to display, various displays to show all of the along the walls, and there's like one row in the middle of displays for these metal things he makes, and they're like like a few feet beyond the door next to one of the displays.
Gotcha.
He says,
I am
"Now what do you
going
do?"
to. Okay, this is gonna be fucking great if he's tall enough. How tall is this halfling?
He's a gnome.
No, yeah.
I don't have an actual.
If I were to
for him, but let me
crouch
look
down, would I
he's
be
about
face to face
3.5
with
feet tall.
so if I were to crouch, how close would I be face to face with him?
You could crouch easily, like a kind of like a 3/4 crouch, and just be face to face. Yeah.
I'm gonna do that,
Okay.
and I'm gonna be right behind him.
Okay. So you say now, and he goes, now what?
And I'm gonna appear behind him and I go, oh.
He looks back. What's going on?
No, you gave me the information. I'm gonna leave you be.
He's
he
looking
was
back and
listening-
forth between you guys.
I hold my finger up. He was listening to in so he could know to agree to the job.
Okay.
But I nod to him and I kind of stand up. No one's gonna give you problems.
Okay.
But as far as other people are aware, even though we didn't succeed in our job, a majority of them fell. Understood?
Uh-huh.
And I stand up. I'll place 2 gold in front of him.
He looks down at it, bewildered, and looks back up at you.
I survived by making that deal with them, that they're dead.
With prestidigitation, could I make my hair a different color? It says I can make a color, a small mark, or a symbol appear on an object or surface for an hour. Would that work for...
Sure. I'll say yes.
All right, then I'm gonna look at him and I'm gonna make my hair black. And I said, look, I do look like him, but I'm not him.
Okay. So now
Again,
what? You just
we leave.
you go and I live and
Yes,
everything's
no one.
fine.
Again, I made a deal with the group we attacked that if I say they died, they'd let me go.
Good
I'm
deal.
making that same deal with you.
You died.
They died.
They died.
I nod to him and go, by the way, from what I was talking about these guys, and I point to Alistair, the guy who wants the spider actually kind of wants it.
Okay.
So they might be back in later, but again, they don't know I'm in town. The real people we attacked, they're not going to come hunting for you. I promise you that. I kind of stand up, wipe off my pants, and go. Also, if I write you a letter to my wife and daughter, could you get it to them?
I mean, I don't know why you couldn't, but yeah.
I have to go for a little bit in case things turn south.
Sure. Yeah, I'll get it to them.
Okay, I'll start writing a letter.
Oh God.
That was brilliantly played.
Thank you, Jason. Did you think I was going to blow my entire cover?
No, I like the way it went.
Oh God. I will start writing a letter to them. Basically saying how Daddy is sorry that he's going to be gone for a while. He misses you tons and sends all the loves and kisses he can, and he'll be back as soon as possible.
Okay.
I kind of write this letter and fold it up.
And every year on my anniversary, send her flowers.
I kind of look at Tinker. Now, next thing I'm going to request of you. Oh, no, actually, I'll open the letter back. Before I close the letter, I'll say, send a respondent to Direwood. Do not ask why. Send it to Light. And say it's Fedoran. He's a friend of mine who can get it to me.
Okay, send it to them.
I write it in the letter. That's what they... So
okay.
When they get the letter, it says, send it to Direwood. Send it to Direwood for Light to give to Doran.
Okay.
That way, the more steps between the letter getting back to me as possible keeps me safe.
Okay, I don't really know how you do these things, but sure, that sounds
You're
shifty. Yeah.
Again, you're the voice. You're the face of these. I know what's going on in the underground.
Right. Yep. Yeah, you got it.
I kind of a little bit of tears in my eyes.
Okay.
Kind of put my hand on his shoulder and go. It means a lot to me that you're able to get this to my daughter.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, I'll get it there. It'll be there in like 3 days. It's fine.
We'll guarantee your safety on this on all these accounts. I get up. Richard, let's go.
I'll meet you outside. I do want to talk to him one more time. But I'm going to put my hands up, show him that I have no weapons.
Trust him, Tinka. He's part of the reason I'm still alive. And I'll walk away.
Okay, you leave. And he looks up at you, Alistair. And what can I do for you?
Not actually Richard. The name's Dalavash.
Where have I heard that?
I'm pretty well known around the New Republic, seeing as how my father works as the bar.
You sing?
What'd you say?
Are you a singer?
Traveling bard, yes.
Close enough. Okay, I have heard of you. What the hell are you? Okay, what do you want?
Do you have any surgical implements, so like scalpel or,
I
forceps?
maybe
What?
not many on me, but I could certainly make them.
How long would it take?
Not long.
Like end of day, maybe?
Yeah, easily.
Awesome. How much would you charge for them?
10 gold.
Let's have yourself a deal.
Okay.
I wink at him and I kind of tap my nose.
I'll see you at the end of the day.
I promise no harm will come to you for me. Although I am kind of pissed that you lied to me. But hey, whatever.
I did listen. Client confidentiality, and but when you come back for the tools, just knock 4 times. 4 times exactly.
All right. Works for me.
Okay.
I kind of clap him on the shoulder and goes, "Have a good day."
You
I
like
walk
when you do so, and as you walk out, Bess, you guys walk out, and Bess and Six leave the tent.
I
Doran.
start walking towards them, and as I'm walking, you can slowly watch my face shift back into Doran.
I'm starting to get used to that, I think. Doran, 10 gold will net you a jar full of teeth. In
I
that
get
tent.
I get really close to him.
Alistair goes, "Ooh."
I get really close and go, "That's fucking disgusting." I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that for the sake of our friendship.
As you're doing this, Alistair goes, "Which
Okay.
tent?"
I point to the colorful one.
There's a visible shudder. Secondly, I know who took out the contract. Also, I just sent a dead man's wife a letter so she can send me a letter back so I can keep correspondence up with her to pretend to be her dead husband. And I walk past him.
Alistair has a dumbfounded look and he goes, "Teeth is wrong, but that's okay." Okay.
And I head towards the tent with Alice and I go, "You guys coming back to the tent with us then?"
Yeah,
Sure, I could go up for some more mockery.
I'm gonna go watch.
Okay, so you guys leave.
So-
Basically, are told this information, sort of, and then he's like, "Okay, I'm going in. You all just walk back in."
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll come out at some point. I'm not gonna push it now.
When we're not in the open.
Yeah. As the 4 of you walk back in, Doran and Alistair, you see the same scenery I had mentioned before, and it's a little off-putting to be walking into a space that is completely different from the space outside of it. But immediately, all 4 of you hear, "For now," I said. "It seems I was correct. And new friends.
Is that actually how your voice sounds? I lean like
Well,
closer to
this person's 50 feet away.
I as I walk closer, I'm saying this to him. Is that-
His torso extends as he leans across the room.
I squint at him.
Bess laughs her ass off.
Are those the kinds of questions you ask in such a place?
I'm gonna actually listen to you talk for a minute. I'm gonna sit to the side.
I had the same thought.
He looks over to Alistair. Would you like to try
I heard there were teeth here.
teeth, among other things?
There's an option to eat more than teeth?
Many options.
Yeah.
You
More
disgust
than
me.
you can imagine.
Do
You
you
are
know
not
how much
the only
leverage
teeth.
I could have with a jar of teeth?
Hmm.
Not much, but some.
It works like this. I put 10 gold pieces down.
The thin, veiny, very white hand extends and grabs it slowly and pulls it away.
And I will do one more of these because
You're gonna do it?
it's been entertaining. Yeah,
Okay.
just one more time.
Roll it.
1, 2, 100. All right. What do I feel?
Hard.
Let's see. You reach in and you feel something sharp. You actually you touch it and you might kind of nick your finger a little bit and pull it back, and it felt hard and sharp.
Probably find out what that is. I'll go ahead and try to gently
Yeah.
pull it out.
You pull around. It's not thin, but it's like
Mhm.
jagged, and you decide to pull it out, and you pull out a shard of flint. Some better than others, I suppose.
Oh, so this is like roulette.
There you go. I say, putting the flint in my pocket.
You have a shard of flint in your pocket.
Wait, if he wanted to, Could he put the flint back in the bag and then try reaching around for something else?
Not after he's taken it out.
Oh.
I suppose.
How about for the reach around? No? Can't do it for... Never mind. Sorry. Anyway.
The thin face looks up at you, Alistair. Would you like to try?
Would you like to try?
I say, mocking his voice.
Oh, I start being able to. After a minute, I can copy his voice identically.
You should clear your throat every once in a while. It helps.
As I start, every time he speaks after a minute has passed, I will reiterate exactly what he says in his voice.
Sure. So you hear, would you like to try? And then from the, like 10 feet away, would you like to try?
I look at Doran and go, stop it.
I look at the man and go, do people know you around?
They say mockery is one form of flattery, I believe.
I'm asking if I looked like you and sounded like you, if I could ruin your reputation.
Your question has already been answered. You hand over 10 gold. And this time, rather than slowly, in speed rivaling 6, it is gone. And with a 23, you reach in and you start feeling around. You feel something kind of soft and crumbly, and then feeling it a bit more, it's hard on another spot.
That's where the Cookie Monster part of Doran's impression came in. Pass on that one.
Okay, you may roll again. Little too much Cookie Monster in Doran's impression. This time,
Doing my best, man.
you feel
That sounded kind of Yoda-y.
cloth. A small square of cloth.
I swear to God, if it's just literally a square of cloth, I'm gonna be pissed. I will take it.
Okay, you pull it out. And as you do so, the voice feeds both the soul and the body. And you pull out this piece of cloth, and just unwrapping it slightly, there is a cheese sandwich.
God damn it. You know, for 10 gold, this better be the best damn cheese sandwich I've ever eaten.
Some may say, some.
I also
May not say?
can say profane shit. I look at the guy.
Your vocabulary is woefully limited.
But your
Say a
veins
bigger
are
word than I can
massive.
Do you take a bite of the sandwich?
Yeah.
Okay, roll a d6 for me.
As this whole thing's going on, I just kind of absentmindedly just started eating the sandwich.
Okay, wow. You take a bite, and it just... It's a cheese sandwich, tastes fine, but oh my god, do you feel good taking a bite out of it. And you have 6 temp health.
I take a bite of the sandwich and my eyes kind of light up, and I look at Doran and go, oh!
I look back in the guy's voice. Oh!
Might be worth the 10 gold. I feel fucking phenomenal.
Tell me, old timer, with your veins being that big, if I were to prick you with a dagger, would you just die?
Oh my god, I can hear him laughing from in here. Like across the house.
Oh, that really got me. He
Or to
doesn't
take your
respond,
veins
but that
when you
really
die.
got me.
It can be very painful.
Does he just look at me?
No. He's paying you no mind.
Who's he watching?
He's watching you take a bite of that sandwich.
Is
I
there, a,
did, and then I went, ooh.
He's
is
watching
there a
you.
secondary chair in the room?
There's no chairs.
Oh, is he just sitting on the floor?
He's sitting crisscross on a little ornate rug.
I would like to sit next to him and mock it and actually change my appearance to match his.
Sure.
and pull out my little backpack. There's also
Now, I think
a
we have
cheese.
discussed this before. It is a race ability, but it is magical, isn't it?
I don't know. I thought we agreed it wasn't because it's
Did
a
we?
race ability.
No, I think we agreed it was because I know I couldn't use one of Alistair's racial abilities because of it.
Like,
I think it.
would
what you said-
dispel magic revert you to your normal form? And
No.
True.
From what I don't think so because it says specifically I will only revert to it when I die
If it
or
says
from
that is the
true
only
vision.
way,
or
Okay.
true sight.
if it specifically states ways that it would, okay, then yeah, you are able to do so. You transform into you make your body the shape of his, and you sit next to him and mimic him.
Yes. Look into my satchel and find a sandwich. I look at him.
Alistair kind of claps a little.
Does he even look at me?
No,
I go,
he's
I turn
staring
back to the door.
very like with his beady black eyes. He's staring right at Alistair.
I kind of frown, not getting any attention, and just turn back the door in.
I look at him and I go, "Can I help you?"
You have already done so. Thank you.
Is there any bartering to see how much money I don't have to pay you to put my hand in your dirty sack?
These items are potentially priceless, so no.
But they're also potentially worthless.
As he's sitting there staring at me, I'm going to slowly wrap the sandwich back up and put it in my pocket.
I will allow you to keep it for the 1d6 of temp health later.
Okay.
Can I put down another 10 gold?
Absolutely.
I would love to do that.
You may roll.
Bunch of dirty sack grabbers, if you ask me.
This time, one of his legs starts to stretch out from his crisscross, and the toes grab the gold and drag it underneath him.
You are really fucked, my man.
Man is a word. One I wouldn't use, but a word. Much like yourself, I would imagine.
Well, when I was born, I had a penis.
Mm,
And I
But-
have decided my gender is male.
but you have much more to it than that, don't you?
I
friend?
mean, I do believe it is bigger than yours, but that's probably not saying much.
Did Doran roll penis size?
I don't have to.
Yeah, he doesn't. It just is. Okay,
I don't.
Bess, you reach in, and you feel what feels like a wooden rod of some sort with some hard bit at the end. And it's sharp.
Hard bit?
Yeah, some small hard bit at the end that is quite sharp and wet with something.
I don't like that.
You
I want
kinda-
to keep reaching.
Okay, go ahead.
It's a dildo.
It's used.
Yuck.
Yildo. Nope.
You reach around and eventually feel what feels like a leather bag of some sort, and there's something lumpy inside.
A dick in a bag.
Is it wet?
Not that you can tell.
Does
gonna
it
take it out.
scream when she squeezes it?
No, you take it out and you pull out. It's actually a little heavy. You have to get as you start pulling out. You have to grab with your second hand and pull it out. There's a kind of medium, a small leather bag with something in it.
I open the bag.
And a stench of death immediately fills the room as you look in, and there's a very dead raccoon.
Alistair, this is for you.
How dead?
I hold the bag open at him.
Like, probably dead for a couple of weeks dead. Like,
I'm going to hold my sandwich away from her. Go, no. No.
I look at the man. You are some sorts of fucked.
I'm keeping the bag.
Is there anything else good in the bag, sir?
there are many good things. Some might not call them good, others amazing.
Was the raccoon dead when you put it in there? I look at him.
Life
Can I infer that
and
this is a bag of
death.
holding?
What?
Can I infer that this is a bag of holding that he has everything in?
Seeing you know Six has one. Yeah.
Okay. Does he say yes or no to the raccoon question?
I'm sorry. What was? Oh no, he doesn't respond.
You're just ignoring me now? I'm very curious on if you killed it yourself and then put it in the bag, or did you put a living thing in there and it just happened to die?
Life and death are one and the same.
Are you alive?
One and
Some may
the
say.
same.
So you're telling me you're not alive or dead?
Are any
I'll
of
put another
us
10 gold down.
really?
Oh, all right, excellent.
Okay, you can reach in.
I am. I'm grabbing.
How much gold do you guys have? Jesus. I don't remember how much
I
you should have.
I have dropped so much gold already today.
Yeah, I know you have. Okay. You reach in and you feel some sort of fine silk. And it's an oblong shape. You can't quite tell what it is, but it is like a
No,
medium-sized
This is a dildo.
fine silk of some sort.
Oh boy, another sandwich. I say moving on to the next object.
Go ahead. Okay.
Nat 100, baby.
That doesn't mean always
You
good things.
feel some sort of cylindrical object. It is hard, and at the end, it has sort of an indent, and hard to say, but a different type of material. Maybe glass?
I want this.
You
And I
pull it
don't know
out?
why, but I do.
Okay. You pull it out, and what you now have
It's
is
another sandwich, but it's made of glass.
a gem-encrusted spyglass. But the glass at the end is shattered. Broken. Well, not shattered. It's still there, but it's cracked to all hell. So it's not usable, but it is a gem-encrusted spyglass.
Oh,
I look
I
at.
would like to try to fix that with mending.
You try, and the spell fails.
Oh, right.
I'm
I
sorry,
look at
Vincent.
guy on the rug and I go, "You are just a piece of shit."
I mean, it's got gems in it.
Was
I
that
know, but this is like
broken when you put it in there?
it's like handing someone a wallet in two pieces. Yeah, there's money in it, but the wallet doesn't work.
Well, maybe if you look through it, you'll see something special. Maybe it doesn't need glass in it.
I'm gonna hold it up to my eye. And
It's
here
like
comes the damage I'll be taking.
Kaleidoscope of fucking broken glass.
It looks cool, but it's completely impractical. I'll fix it later.
So
I could probably have Tinker fix it.
I look at the guy. So my question for you now is, do you just put things in there and hope they don't break?
Get wrecked, old man. Get wrecked.
All right. I'm going to do this one last time.
You got us addicted.
Yeah.
See, Holden's learned based off the books. We love to roll D100s, but now he's just gonna make us pay every time we want to do it. He learned off the last time.
That's a good point.
Don't oust me like this.
Yeah, fuck you. Because it's the same bullshit I would do.
If I get something terrible, could I get a second pick this time? You know, I've done this a few times now. Maybe I've earned a mulligan.
I do not choose what is in the bag or what you take.
Okay, good. I reach my hand into the bag.
So who the fuck put that raccoon in there?
I'm gonna call him Jerry.
He's dead.
The raccoon or the man that put the raccoon in the bag?
I think he's also not really alive. I think he might be undead. But
Okay. You feel around, and similar to the teeth, you feel, with this time, you're fairly certain it's some sort of glass jar, but there's nothing rattling in it. But it has something in it.
All right,
It's
I'll
time.
pull it out.
Okay, you pull it out, and it appears to be a glass jar full of ashes.
You, sir, are the
Please do anything
worst.
special? Sir? All right. Anyway.
Did you ask? Blake, you both spoke at once.
Oh, sorry. I said, do these do anything special?
To the right person, maybe.
All right.
To the right person.
No, you have to do it like this, and I mock his voice. To the right person.
The right man in the wrong place can make all the difference in the world.
Okay, is 6 the right person?
That is up to him.
I don't think it is.
I take it next door to Tinker's and tell them to send this to that man's
Oh.
wife.
Oh!
Don't send anything to that man's wife. Okay. Now, here's what I've deduced. I'm going to sit directly across from this man.
His beady
You-
eyes stare blankly into yours.
Are not alive, nor are you dead, because when I ask someone who's alive if they're alive, they don't really give you bullshit answers, in my experience.
A low smile creeps across his face.
Maybe
Okay.
he's a poser. Maybe he just wants you to think he's not alive.
No, because
Being alive is lame.
no, it's not. It's actually quite fun as opposed to being dead, unless you've done some weird stuff.
Have you been dead? Would you know?
I've come pretty damn close. No thanks to you.
Excuse me.
He winks. So second, that's my first deduction. Second, I don't think you fully know what's in this bag. But I think you have guesses. And every time something comes out of it, you have some answer because you know how you would use it.
Your conclusions are as intelligent as your schemes.
Some of my schemes work really well.
On fools, perhaps. Not on me.
Alistair kind of chuckles and he goes, "Get fucked."
He's right, though. The dumber you are, the easier it is to pretend to be your dead wife. Does Alistair say anything at that one?
He just kind of, oof.
Third observation. You haven't given us a name, therefore you either believe in the idea that there are power behind names. Actually, that's probably just it. You believe there are power behind names.
Power is bestowed by those who believe in it.
You know, he knew my full name without me telling it. That's kind of creepy.
Yeah, so I believe that. Magic is fucking weird. What can I say? My fourth observation is that because my friends are doing this, I feel really left out.
A shame.
And I'm going to put 10 gold in front of him. Not giving him a chance to come near you with his creepy arms or legs. I set it in front of him and push it towards him and move my hand away quickly.
He looks down at it. Opens the bag.
Good luck.
I'm just going to reach my hand and very slowly, kind of cringing.
Don't let it bite.
Things bite in here?
You feel around.
That
And-
raccoon won't.
You feel some sort of circular object, not filled in, but some sort of metallic object with a hollow center and a chain connected to it.
I'm going to pull it out.
Okay, you pull out a mildly rusty set of manacles.
Alistair just kind of looks down and goes, "Wow."
And
I
by the
look at
time
him.
you're pulling that out and looking at it, the 10 gold is gone.
I figured. I wasn't worried about the gold. I kind of look at the rest of the manacles go. Now, how much is this worth to you?
As much as it is worth to anyone, really.
So basically, jack all.
Hmm.
Hmm.
My next question And if I have to pay for an answer to this, I will pay a little bit. Does the bag replenish itself, or do you have to go out on a scavenging hunt and like put another dead raccoon in here?
I've
As
got
I
a supply
said,
room in the back filled with dead raccoons. We're good on that end.
I do not choose what goes in the bag.
Okay. My 7th observation, I have also lost count, is this is a really good trick on tourists. And I'm assuming that's where you get most of your money from. And
Do
from
you?
people who are, well, at least in this little hut. Or from people like Six who just love a good gamble.
Gambling is one of my
I'm not addicted to
vices as
gambling.
well. Alistair admits.
Ow! And my last observation for
Everyone
you,
okay?
old man, is you do not bleed.
Your lack of understanding is as vast as my retention of it.
And your lack of understanding.
This bitch is stupid. Let's bounce.
I can't bounce on a person.
Let's
I can't stop thinking of Gandhi as you describe this guy.
like the brutal Gandhi.
Do you have a cheaper bag, or do you just have a 10 gold bag?
Kitty
Value
bag.
is situational.
So do you up the price on certain people?
Doran, why don't
No.
you open your bag to him for 10 gold and see what
I
he grabs?
don't think I want him in my bag with those
In this situation,
little
I
hands.
pay
okay?
8 gold. If you let me pay 8 gold, I'll do it again.
That is not the price.
I can spot you 2 gold.
Oh no, I can totally pay the 10. I just don't want to.
No, I understand, but you wouldn't be.
As of me right now, so far, it has not been worth it.
I have a pair of rusty manacles that I'm not into that type of stuff. Also, you're gonna get sick.
I'll trade you my sandwich for your manacles.
I don't want your sandwich. You took a bite out of it.
Okay, cut off the bitten part then, you child. You want me to cut the crust off while I'm at it? Jesus.
Is there a crust on your sandwich? What kind of
Is there crust?
monstrosity are you?
Yeah, who makes a cheese sandwich with crust? I say, looking at the guy on the floor.
I look at him and go, okay, my business sense says you should have multiple tiers of bags. Get, 10 copper bag, 10 gold bag, 10 platinum bag, 10 silver bag. I think you'll make a lot more money that way.
You assume I don't.
I asked if you had different tiers of bags, and you said that you gave me some bullshit rule.
I have none for you.
What about for me?
During this, Bess is gonna sneak out of the tent to clean her bag.
To what?
To go clean her bag.
Are you gonna
The
take the raccoon out and try to clean the bag?
Yeah.
Okay, you'll be out. Okay, yeah. You dump the dead raccoon out and start trying to clean the bag. So you'll just have like a medium-sized leather bag.
Do you have a lot of friends?
I'm doing it
Some
again. I'm
who
putting
may
gold down.
call me such a thing. Some.
Alistair puts 10 more gold down, it
Yep.
seems.
Okay.
I just kind of sigh.
I believe Bess has already gotten 68.
She has.
Whoa.
So you. But I will just use my other list.
Yep, I figured he
Ooh.
had.
The only reason that I knew that she'd already used 68 is because I saw it, went, it could have been 69, and then moved on.
You reach in and feel glass, but it's a cylindrical shape, but it's not as thick as a jar. It is more like a
Another-
vial.
It's another broken spyglass. Fuck you, Isaac.
Pass on that one.
Okay, roll again. Okay, I'm gonna have to use my other list again. You feel a
Exhaust.
small leather container of some sort, and it's whatever is inside is a little crunchy, like herbs or something.
Pass. I don't like crunch.
Okay.
I love crunchy. That was weird. I apologize.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to use my other list again. You feel a a small rectangular wooden object of some sort, but it feels like it has some sort of panel of glass on the top.
How small?
Wouldn't fit in the palm of your hand. You couldn't close your hand around it, but you could, if you had like an open palm out, you could hold it. Like it could rest on it. Maybe like a foot wide and like 4 inches tall. No, okay. You feel a very oblong stone shape that has ridges and curves and can't quite get a feel for what it is.
I'll take that one.
Okay, you pull it out and find a small statuette of Bess.
What?
I look at it, and I look at 6, and I look back at it, and then I look at 6 again, and I go,
Dibs.
you might need this more than me.
Oh.
And Bess is not in the room.
You hear
Six reaches out
Doran go dibs and
and
go.
takes it.
6, you could put her in the jar.
Shut up,
Ah.
Isaac. I look at the man and go, if I give you 20 gold, can I put both my hands in the bag?
No.
I'm gonna pocket the figurine and walk out. You know, thanks for your business, but I'm walking out of here with a sandwich, a broken eyeglass, and a figurine of one of my friends for 30 gold.
Why couldn't I put 2 hands in the bag?
One hand. You try your hand, not hands.
Yes, but I'm paying double, so I should be able to do double.
You can use one hand twice.
But that just doesn't seem efficient.
Oh
The
my
bag
god, boy.
is not about efficiency.
Did you go to business school?
I've been many places.
Name 4.
No, his name is Six.
Damn, you got me there. I'll give you 10 gold for that one. Put 10 gold down and reach into the bag.
Okay. Can't believe this is half the fucking session. I should have known. Okay.
I'm gonna walk out and find Bess.
Okay.
Put
You
this in your
feel
bag.
probably
Put
the
that
largest object you felt thus far.
Pulling it.
You pulling it?
Doran doesn't really care much for gambling, so he's just reaching in with his eyes closed, going, ah!
You pull it. You pull out, and you have to keep pulling and pulling, and you pull it like a 5-foot metal pole. And at the end, on one side is a pickaxe end, and on the other is a shovel end.
What do I label this for my inventory? I hold it.
Pickaxe / shovel. Long pickaxe /
puzzle.
shovel.
The shikaxe. Nope, the
All
puzzle
right.
sounds cooler.
I look at this and go, huh? For one, there's dirt and stone. I hand it to Six and go, can you put this in your bag?
Can't.
Why not?
Sure.
I don't think it'll fit in mine.
Hold on, not to
Um,
rush, but I do have to pee.
Yeah, I'm looking for a good endpoint, but you guys just keep pulling in the bag.
I take the shovel pick from Doran as I exit the tent.
I look at the man. Okay, I'll take it out of my inventory so you can put it in yours.
A 5-foot long shovel pick.
I look at the man one more time. Now it's me and him. I lean close and go, so did you choose to end up being between the worlds of the living and the dead? Or did you happen upon it? There's no smile or any type of like joking on Doran's face at this point.
His similarly stoic face, beady eyes looking into yours. One does not choose these things. They choose you, and they will, Doran, choose you.
Is it worth it?
To some, not you.
To you?
Kirk gave me a sandwich.
It's not worth it to you, or it is?
Not for me to decide.
And I start to stand up. I look back at one last time. I'm not gonna let it happen. That's gonna die. It's that existence you have. And I mean that in a sincere way, not as an insult.
Good luck.
To you as well, I hope you find a time where you can actually experience emotions again. And not play off of others. And I walk out.
Okay, once all.
And as I leave the tent, I look back and go, and that's what you get, you veiny bastard!
He walks out as Bess is sitting there cleaning her bag as best she could, but there's just dry.
I look at her and go, oh, prestidigitation at
and
clean and
you'd
walk
have a
away.
perfectly clean leather bag, and
No.
you all have these items.
I
Bess.
go, why didn't you ask me?
Richard has a Bess statue.
A what?
He has a Bess doll.
Oh,
Yeah,
the Richard thing. Is 6. The Richard thing's over.
Oh, okay, Dick.
bad.
He made it, but while you were gone, he just made it. He made a statue of you.
Wait,
I pulled it out of the bag.
Alistair? No. What?
Yeah,
What?
I pulled the statue out of the bag. It's a statue of you. It was in the bag.
Can I see it?
Yeah, it's you. I say, pulling her statue out and giving it to her.
Can I hold it?
I give it to her.
I shake it violently.
The interesting thing, what the rest of you see is Bess standing one hand on one hip, kind of a little bit of a sassy pose. Bess, you see a rat.
The statue?
Yes.
How do you know it was me?
I want to go back a second and let everybody know that if Bess had a voodoo doll of herself, the first thing she'd do is give it a fucking concussion.
Yeah, I'm choosing to ignore that. That's her go-to.
This is you.
But
Okay.
how did you know it was me? Did it look like me at all, Holden, or did it look like me as a rat?
It looks like you as a rat to you.
Okay, then yeah. How do you know?
It is you. It's a statue of you.
I
Yeah,
kind of see this confusion. Go, Bess, what do you see?
So me when I was a rat. How
This
did you
is
know
what-
this was me?
This is what we see, and I'm going to use prestidigitation to make the image of her as the statue.
Does it work? Do I see me?
I mean, it's a prestidigitation image.
Or minor illusion technique would be actually what I use to make it look like that.
Are you
Well,
doing
I
it
don't-
directly
why
on the
don't I
statue?
see me?
No, I'm doing it in my hand
Yeah,
so she can.
so he holds out like an
Oh.
illusion of it.
So it looks like what I see. This is what we see.
I
And-
only see me as a rat. I don't like this.
Ah, and then I hold up my other hand and go, and this is the letter C. I just make the letter C in common.
That's today's letter of the day.
Today's letter of the day is C for crap.
So
I give it back to Alistair. I don't like this.
I was gonna give it to 6. You could put it in the jar.
Oh.
Oh.
I'll hang on to it in case it's important.
That's
I
fine.
hand it to 6 and I lean into his ear and I go, luck.
You what now?
I lean in and I say, good luck.
Oh,
I
thank you.
I look at Bess and go, why'd you shake it?
You know, if I'd seen it as me as a rat, I wouldn't have shaken it. I thought it was of me as a person. In which case I
Why
would
would-
have.
she did not shake it.
Okay.
That doesn't make it better.
No, it actually makes it worse. This is Claire's thought process. Ooh, voodoo doll.
Let's check out how fast I can give myself whiplash. Watch this.
What would you have done if it was a voodoo doll?
Thing.
You know, that would be an endless cycle too, because her shaking it, if it was some sort of voodoo ball and it shook her, then her shaking her would shake it more, and then she would just end up dying eventually, probably.
That's what I
You
was-
think I'd be seasoned?
Exponential returns.
Yeah.
of all the ways to test if something's a voodoo doll, shaking it vigorously does
She
not
would just
cross my mind.
Shake it until she ripped apart the atoms in her body. Like,
I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be back.
oh,
Okay.
I was trying to look for an endpoint. So
I-
after this interaction, what would you guys like to do?
I would like to look
I
at
would-
6. Would I know as Doran what happens if you put a bag of holding in another bag of holding?
You probably wouldn't.
Bess, could you cast detect magic on our new treasure trove of items?
Oh, I'd be happy to, and I do so.
I would appreciate that.
Okay, casting detect magic. What items? You list the items for me.
There are 2 decks of things.
The 2
The
decks.
Playing cards, we got the tarot cards.
The
we
playing
got my
cards-
my leather bag.
Playing cards, no magic. Tarot cards do have magic.
Divination.
Divination.
Jar of ashes,
Jar of ashes, no magic.
shovel pick.
Shovel pick, no magic.
Sad. She's
Best
fucking
statue.
best-
Best
Yeah.
statue, illusion magic.
Jar of haunted teeth.
Jar of teeth. Fuck. Which that is magic.
scary magic.
Yeah, scary magic. That is
Necromancy, I would assume.
No.
No?
Good guess. Good guess. No, it is. Oh fuck. No. Enchantment.
Enchantment. Wheat. Teeth.
The sandwich.
The sandwich would be also enchantment.
Okay. I don't remember. Oh, the spyglass.
Yeah,
Spyglass is mundane.
Oh,
So it's just a pretty fucking spyglass.
it was at one time.
Yeah.
I don't. Oh, the manacles.
Manacles are mundane.
Fuck you. Just gave me rusty ass manacles. Vote kick Holden.
From his own stream.
I would once we
Right.
get some. I would look. Was there an inn or anywhere to sleep?
Oh
Wait, has an hour passed
since
we ordered a pie?
not quite, but you could easily wait around a minute for it too.
I would head. I go. Oh fuck! And I'd try to start speed walking back to Cakesmith.
Okay.
Very nice.
There
I'm
is an
gonna
inn
have
in
to
tavern
run
called
over to my
the
mom.
Flagonborn. Okay, so we will wrap up here as you guys are heading back to the Cakesmith to collect your pie.
Great.